Welcome to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here in S3. It is going to be a show of note today because we have got everything you require, including this man, Grant Hines, who'll be taking you through all the fun and games. I hope you're doing well this morning. How are you doing, my brother?
Oh, I'm super excited. I came in a little bit earlier because this whole studio is jam-packed, full of exciting things. There's so much energy here. I hope that we can transfer that energy over to you.
I feel it already because, you know, it's not all about fun and games. Sometimes you actually need to focus on the games, and you got a new one for us today.
Yes, Forza Motorsport. And I know that you've heard of that game before,
Forza.
but it's 2023. It's a whole new Forza Motorsport. It is super exciting. And if you are into racing and sim racing, I know a lot of people are these days, you are going to keep, we've got to keep your attention for that.
It's going to be so cool, and apparently Raul and I are going to go into a bit of a battle of driving skills. Car games and me, we don't mesh too well, but it's all good because I can focus on the other stuff in the show today, like World Rally Cross. You will see a vehicle in studio. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. It's going to be amazing. We're going to rally behind the vehicle. That's what we're going to do. It is so dope, so make sure you stick around for that. Plus, I spoke about Grammy Award-winning artists.
Yes, we've got a multi-Grammy Award-winning R&B artist, PJ Morton, and he is live in studio, which is huge, guys. Give him up.
Yes.
This is such an exciting time. You know, so yeah.
It's going to be so good. I can't wait. So rally, games, PJ Morton. We just need one person who the other day Zoe described as a block of muscle. Let's see.
Wow, well, you just made my day. Thank you very much. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Mzansi. And yes, if you heard it, there can be only one. We're going head-to-head in Forza. And of course, I brought in one of my special vehicles for the day. I couldn't find parking outside, so I thought I'd come inside for this one now. I wish I could claim it, but we'll be talking about this beauty in just a bit. For now, though, we're diving into conversation with you, Mzansi, talking about relationships and how to stay more understandable and adaptable in relationships. So come through on our socials. Let us know how you can do that. Give us some tips, because we will be diving into that conversation in just a bit. And you know how important relationships are when it comes to all walks of life. And yes, of course, we are hyped. We are excited because this puppy is going to be exposed and showcased on this beautiful show this morning along with the rest of the team. So we cannot wait to dive into all of that and so much more, Mzansi. So come through, give your comments, give your hype. Let's get involved in this showdown. And let's get the show on the road. Of course, Carlito's standing by with official duties. And first up, we've got news. Check it out.
Thanks a lot, Raul. Let's take a look at your news. Starting nationally, Agriculture Minister Toko Didiza says the government may have to resort to importing eggs in the interim in a bid to ease the shortage created by the outbreak of avian flu. Didiza met on Monday with the country's poultry industry and said that the outbreak would not affect the ability, or availability, I should say, of chicken meat. Now, some 7.5 million chickens have reportedly been culled in an effort to contain the outbreaks of two separate strains of avian influenza that have brought about the egg shortage. Now, the Office of the Public Protector, the PP, has received a clean audit from the Auditor General, the AG, but it comes with material misstatements on irregular expenditure. Now, the AG detected irregular expenditure due to the unfair allocation of external legal work to the tune of 18.6 million rand for the financial year of 2022-2023. Costs associated with the Parliamentary Section 194 inquiry probing former PP advocate Busisiwe Kwabane stood at some 30 million rand, and travel and accommodation costs at over 1 million rand. Now, international Africans, or can I say international news, now Africans are yet to understand the full extent of their potential as a united force, and embracing the Africa Continental Free Trade Area agenda could just be what the continent needs to realize it. This view was expressed by Susan Akporia, the president of the National Association of Nigeria Travel Agencies at the Africa Tourism Leadership Forum in Gaborone, Botswana. Stakeholders in the industry, including government officials, have gathered there to devise ways of improving intra-Africa tourism and trade. Now, EU member states have agreed to overhaul their rules in responding to big increases in irregular migration. The deal came after weeks of haggling over the EU's crisis mechanism and after a steep rise in arrivals on the Italian island of Lampedusa. Now, countries facing a crisis will now be able to request solidarity contributions from other states. European Commission head Ursula von der Leyen had high praise for what she termed a real game changer. Almost 190,000 migrants have reached the shores of southern Europe, including 133,000 in Italy. Now, though sleep influences every area of medicine as well as our daily lives, it remains under-researched in South Africa. Now, the Restonic Ezinsha Sleep Clinic recently launched in Johannesburg, the first facility of its kind in South Africa, now strives to rectify this. It's aimed at enabling well-being and success through the power of sleep with the research capabilities of Ezinsha. The center's director and principal scientist, Dr. Nomatemba Chandinwana, says they believe they now have an opportunity to explore how sleep potentially affects other major healthcare concerns in SA, such as HIV, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Improved data relating to the SA population can in turn help to ultimately improve public health outcomes and even positively benefit the economy. Remember, get in your sleep. That's it for your news for now. Another update in 1 hour. Let's take a look at the very, very exciting sporting action. Here's Raul with the details.
Thank you, Carlitos. Yes, let's dive into all the incredible world of sporting action, and football's up first. In a surprising announcement on yesterday, FIFA revealed that Morocco, Spain and Portugal, get this, have secured the hosting rights for the 2030 Football World Cup. Yes, celebrating the tournament's centenary, Uruguay, Argentina and Paraguay will host the opening matches, and the joint bid by Morocco, Portugal and Spain stood as the sole candidate for hosting the event. Now, this historic decision by FIFA means the World Cup will span 3 continents and 6 nations, potentially leading to group matches being held in different seasons depending on the hemisphere. Interesting stuff indeed, but we carry on with football action and something that would surprise many. Newcastle's triumphant return to the Champions League at St. James Park saw them humiliate PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, with a resounding 4-1 victory last night. Now, Miguel Almiron, Dan Burn, Sean Longstaff and Fabian Schär found the net, creating an unforgettable night for the Magpies in their first home game in Europe's premier competition in 2 decades. Now, under Eddie Howe's leadership, Newcastle now leads what's considered the most challenging Champions League group this season. Now, with 4 points from the initial 2 matches, they outperformed PSG by 1 point, while Borussia Dortmund and AC Milan shared a goalless draw in Germany to secure their first point. Well, from footballing action, let's dive into some cricket news. And Six-Gun Grill Western Province secured a commanding 141-run victory with the help of the DLS method against the AET Tuskers in their CSA one-day cup clash at Six-Gun Grill's Newlands in Cape Town last night. Now, opener Tony Dezorzi's remarkable century powered the host to a formidable 381 all-out in their initial innings. Meanwhile, Abdullah Bayomi, 3 for 36, and Nandre Berger, 3 for 42, played pivotal roles as the Tuskers managed only 241 runs all out in response. Now, George Linder made a significant contribution, scoring a half-century and taking 2 for 37 with the ball. And with this win, Western Province now leads the standings with 16 points from 4 matches. Well, let's head into all the tennis action. And finally, since China has been opened, Yannick Sinner claimed the China Open title by defeating Daniil Medvedev in a tightly contested men's final. Now, the Italian secured victory with 7-6, 7-2, 7-6 and 7-2 scorelines, marking the tournament's return after Beijing lifted the pandemic-related restrictions. Now, both players held serve throughout, with Sinner narrowly missing a break chance in the first set. And in the tiebreak, he dominated, taking a 5-0 lead and sealing the win. Now, the second set followed a similar pattern, with Sinner's composure shining through, eventually winning in front of an enthusiastic crowd. Well, we'll keep up to date with all the rest of the headlines. Right now, we dive into weather, and Carlitos has the latest.
Let's get into the weather action for you, and starting with weather news. Now, with the huge fire damage that several provinces in the country have experienced in recent weeks, it's important to note that the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for extremely high fire danger conditions over the Northern Cape interior, the western parts of the Free State and Northwest, the southwestern Bushveld in Limpopo, and in places over the KwaZulu-Natal interior. The Weather Service also warned that heat wave conditions resulting in persistent high temperatures are expected over the eastern parts of Northwest, the Free State and Gauteng, as well as the OR Tambo and Alfred Nzo district municipalities of the Eastern Cape until at least tomorrow. In such conditions, it's important to avoid prolonged exposure to the midday sun and to remain hydrated. With that, of course, you need to know some of your temperatures. And of course, let's take a look at that right now with some soft music on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you for holding. Your call was important to us. Let's take a look at some of the sunrise views, shall we? And starting off with this beautiful sunrise over here. Can you just take a look? Verity Barnes from Riebeek West. I mean, that is just gorgeous. It looks like it's an AI-generated image, but it's actually real. But then again, we can't be too sure. Or can we? Either way, we love it. Thank you. And then let's move on to the next one, which is from the lovely Patrick Hendricks from Stellenbosch. Ooh, look at that eerie type of scene. However, if you look at the beautiful glints of sun on those clouds, it just kind of makes you realize that every cloud has a silver lining. And then over to the next one, Ken and Kymouth, of course. This one is just filled with so many beautiful orange hues. It's like the sky is ablaze with positivity. So Raider from Strandfontein, let's see if you can beat that one. Let's take a look at yours. Come on, almost the same sky. And I think maybe that's a testament to the fact that no matter who you are or where you're from, I believe that, you know, we are under the same sky, and that unifies us. The sunrise views do. So if you have any of those, send them my way, please. I'd love to showcase you in the weather report, 063-408-8863, as we get onto some other action you can expect right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I think Carl, deep down, is a very romantic person. If you didn't feel romantic after that, I don't know what's going to kickstart your day. But coming up after the break, we're going to be looking at Forza Motorsport 2023. I'm very excited to introduce you to the year's biggest driving simulator game. And of course, Ryle is going to get us all hot and sweaty while we get all pumped up and energized. And we've got, check these cars that we have in studio. It's amazing. We'll see you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Let the games begin. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. Now, since the first Forza Motorsport launched in 2005, the Forza franchise has been about falling in love with cars and building a community as well. And fans are excited for the racing sim's latest entry, Forza Motorsport. On the 10th of October, it's coming out and it's going to be available to you. Grant Hines is naturally here, doubling up on presenting and gaming duties today, which I love, and he's about to showcase this incredible game. Now,
how am I supernaturally here? Can I be supernaturally here?
Supernaturally, brother. You got a double entendre today. So 6 years since Forza Motorsport had an offering, and now we're back here again.
Look, so if you are into sim racing, racing in general, you will know the power that Forza has in that scene. And Forza Motorsport's kind of got a rebrand. Everyone's like, but I heard of Forza Motorsport. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, guess what? It's not Forza Motorsport 7 anymore. It's Forza Motorsport 2023. And now we have 500 cars. We've got 20 racetracks. And the whole new thing is car tuning. So I'm trying to get into this car tuning so I can show you.
I was going to ask you now about the uniqueness of Forza, that it's gone sort of beyond any of the other games in its particular class. Why is this one different?
Well, this one is different because they've listened to fans and taken a lot of feedback. And they've gone into way more depth when it comes into like car tweaking and car performance. So like we've just tweaked our car, we've just tuned it, and now like to the depth, like you can change like different components of your car. You can go really like in depth. And when I say like 500 cars, you know, they're not talking about like duplicate cars, you know, this one's like a pink version and a yellow version. This is like cars. And if you are a car fan, you will get really excited about that. Being able to tune a car, you know, in real life is expensive.
Yes.
Like, and if you're a motorhead, like you don't really have the privilege of doing that with many cars, but now you can do that, which is great. And then get some accurate feeling. So this is also in the Forza series. I think it's the best like feeling on the controls when it comes to driving that they've ever introduced. There's a difference between Forza Horizon, which was the last one we did on the show.
Yes, that's the one that we did showcase. What's the difference?
So the difference is that Forza Horizon is more of an arcade. This is like hardcore racing. So if you are like a serious racing head, if you've got a steering wheel at home, or if you want to just feel what it feels like to drive all these cars realistically, this is the game to get. On PlayStation, Gran Turismo is the one that everyone talks about. Gran Turismo is not available on Xbox. So Forza is the Xbox offering for that kind of experience. So a lot of people actually ask me. That's one of people stop me in the street and they ask, hey, listen, I want to get a console. I'm into a game. This is what it's. What should I get? So here we go. So let's have a look.
So handling-wise, I mean, before I get into that, in terms of you being a car fan versus you being a novice getting into a game, do you think they got the balance right between people who are hardcore sort of car fans and people who are wanting to pick up a motorsport game?
Yes. I think one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that it should be easy to drive a car on a console. Because analog sticks aren't your steering wheel. So they have translated that experience really well. And it feels like you're driving a car. Look how fast it feels like I'm going. And one of the things I want to also show, you're not going to be able to see this on TV, but we're running this at 60 frames a second, which is like capped. It's really good. It makes it feel faster. But look at the reflections on the hood of the car. So it's all ray tracing. And one of the things I've noticed is, like, let me see if I can see it. Look at the lights going over the steering wheel. That means it's real light that is rendered in-game. So instead of just like simulating what that light is, it renders in-game. So depending on where the light hits, you'll see my hands reflect on the steering wheel. And one of the other things that a lot of like heads are super excited about, you can see there's little reflections there. I don't know if you can see that at home.
I love that.
But the steering wheel goes all the way 360. Like a lot of the older games only went like 90 degrees. And now it feels like you are actually driving the car.
Also the detail inside the vehicle, even on this dashboard over here, that is just so detailed. It feels
there we go.
real
Around the car. Yeah, it's a very impressive game. And if you are into realism, super
Yes.
realism, and into cars, this is your best bet on Xbox. I know Assetto Corsa, and I know a lot of the
Yeah.
sim heads out there are going, all right, those are the real games. Trust me, this is a very, very good contender, and it's a really well-tuned game, really well-tweaked. It gives you a very good experience, and you can relive your driving racing fantasy, because I know you've always wanted to race.
No, I would love to, but if I look at this is so great. I mean, I love the screen, I love the layout, but also the way you're moving this vehicle around, and obviously at 60 FPS, I think it's beautiful the way this is going.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize having 60 FPS or 4K at 60 FPS
Yeah.
locked off is a very good experience.
really good.
And we can't translate that for you at home, but
No.
as a gamer, to make
Wow.
you feel like you're going super quickly and super fast on the racetrack, that's how you do it.
Well, Forza Motorsport is going to be available to you 10 October, and do remember that Ryle and I apparently are going to go head-to-head to see how we can handle this particular game a little later on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so make sure you stick around.
Oh, yeah, it's going to get heated. And speaking of heated, that's exactly what's going to happen right now because, no, we're not chilling. No, we're not just having fun. We're going to get up off the couch right now. And actually, we're going to use the couch right now and do a workout inspired by this incredible event happening right now. So myself and Chadwin, the man's been going through an incredible journey. We're going to take you through what we think is a rally-inspired workout. Now, that might sound weird. I mean, what do rally drivers need to do? All they do is sit down and drive, right, Chadwin? But I think it's a little bit harder than that, especially if you chat to the professionals, right? So I want to ask you, right, Chad, when you see guys like esports even, playing games, what do you notice from their posture? What do you notice? Yeah, hunching over like a villain, exactly that. So doesn't matter if you're doing esports or if you're in the real thing, you've got to have a good posture, you've got to have a solid core. You're often going through some tight G's on those turns. They whoop these cars like you can't even imagine, so let's do exactly that. And hey, seeing that we're on the couch, let's use this puppy right now. So myself and Chad, we're going to show you our first workout, working a little bit of the upper body and the core at the same time, and then we're going to really dive into some proper core workouts. But first up, using the couch as we are, we're going to literally do a tricep dip. You've done this one before. You can use the armrest. If you've got any bunkie at home as well, you can use that. But now we're going to step it up. So not just doing tricep dips, not just working the pec as well, but we're going to activate the core. So every time we're coming up, we're going to cross over, activate that core, and then sit back down. Beautiful stuff from Chadwin. So you can see we're alternating as we go, and we're controlling our core. It's a little bit of a squat, but we are using the upper body at the same time, and always making sure that as a race car driver, whether it's esports or the real thing, it doesn't matter. I've got to stay focused, I've got to stay stabilized, and have a good, solid core. So you can go for about a minute of this if you want, or try to rep it out, but we're moving on, we're diving into something a little bit deeper. Chadwin, how's that core feeling?
It's burning, man.
It's burning. We're going to make it burn even more. So we're going to get down on the ground for this one. We're going to do a really crazy core complex. Like I said, these drivers go through the absolute most when they're sitting in these vehicles with the amount of power behind them. So let's start off in a nice bridge position. So this is a plank off the elbows, making sure we've got a nice neutral spine here. And then from here, what we're going to do is essentially rise up from our bridge into a high plank. First step, we're going to tap our shoulders. So we got shoulder taps. Yeah, then we got a Superman reaching in front of us, keeping those hips nice and stable. Beautiful stuff, Chadwin. Now we lift up the legs. Those are next. Beautiful. Now we're going for a back to the elbows, right, for that plank. And now we've got a barrel roll, so get those hips down on the ground. Beautiful stuff, bro. Great range. And then back up to that high plank for a push-up, just to finish off that upper body and keep that core engaged. Lovely stuff. All right, so shoulder taps once again. You guys are starting to get the hang of this. Now the hands go forward. Stop swaying those hips as much as you can. That'll engage the core. Now the legs go up. You've got some posterior chain work here as well, making sure the front and the back are all good. And then we're going into that barrel roll, so back on the elbows. Barrel roll. Beautiful stuff. And then let's not forget that push-up. So back up, high plank, straight on top, and then going for that push-up. Now, you want to last for as long as you can for this. Go for a minute if possible. Keep your form. You'll start to feel the shoulders burning. Chadwin, how are you doing on that side?
I'm doing good, man.
You're doing good. It's too easy for this, man. But Mzansi, like I said, you don't need any equipment for this one. Just keep moving. Just keep rolling through. And then we're going to go for those barrel rolls once again. Beautiful stuff, bruv. And then up into that push-up. Oh, yeah. Beautiful stuff. So pretty much feeling like a race car driver already. You can see how important the core is. You can see how important it is to also have mobility and functionality, right? So we're gonna do something very similar. Obviously, you gotta make sure that you've got some leg strength. Potentially changing gears, I don't even know how they do it these days. You can use your hands, Tiptronic, or you can use your feet, but let's make sure the entire body's stable. So again, getting the squats coming in, we're gonna get the core engaged with this one once again by squatting down nice and low, great form, and then as we rise, we're gonna just kick up straight in front of us, activating that core, lovely cross chain. Squat again, and activate that core. Beautiful stuff. Keep moving with me, Mzansi. If you are joining this workout, go at your own tempo if you want. Start really focusing on that quality over quantity, but make sure that every movement has form and you're really concentrating on engaging your core throughout. Absolutely love it, brother. We're gonna start pressing the shoulders forward now. Yeah, that's what's up. Get those shoulders involved, get those hands involved, keep that posture. We're just pressing through. And of course, if you had a weight, what you could do is actually have it in front of you right now and start twisting that weight. You'll start to see some great stimulation on the shoulders. A really great thing is a weight plate or a bag. You pop it in your hand, and while you're squatting, you kind of just keep turning like this. And you'll find that great stimulation in your shoulders every time you do. Feels weird, sounds crazy, but I promise you, put a weight plate in here and your shoulders, your core, your scapula, everything's gonna be burning like you can't even imagine. And you again wanna go for about a minute of this. So these are your 3 exercises you wanna lock down. You've got the triceps with the kick, you've got the barrel rolls working on the core, and then we've got the functionality coming from the squats. You feeling like you're ready for another round?
Yeah, bro.
Zanzi, I hope you are too. It's nice and simple, that's how easy it is. But focus on that quality. Let's get down for core. You guys can join us for this one. I'm Zanzi. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Get up, shoulder taps. Yeah, now we're in front. Oh yeah, now the legs. Beautiful. Barrel rolls.
They're going to continue doing that. They're very sweaty at the moment, as promised by Grant earlier. But of course, we have got so much information for you around the World Rally Cross, which is coming to you. Very exciting times. And then Forza Motorsport. We reviewed that game a little earlier. Raul and I are going to go head-to-head to see which one of us can handle the action. Make sure you stay right there. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and you're live in S3. No need for caution. Don't worry. Just stay right here. Get ready for the adrenaline-packed weekend as the World Rally Cross comes to South Africa. And of course, it roars into Cape Town from the 6th to the 8th of October 2023. And it's a thrilling motorsport extravaganza. It's unfolding at the iconic Killarney International Raceway, where the world's top-notch drivers gather to showcase their prowess. And of course, against the backdrop of the breathtaking landscapes of the challenging circuit, it offers a dynamic blend of gravel and asphalt sections, pushing competitors to their limits. And of course, here to join us is the chairman of World Rally Cross South Africa, Ian Banner, drivers Clara Anderson and Timmy Hansen, who is the 2019 champion, to just chat through World Rally Cross, which I'm very, very, very excited about. But Ian, let's start with you. Not a stranger to put on very, very elite motorsport events in the city. We've seen some of these, but this one is just a special one on our calendar.
Very special and not elite. It's for everybody.
Yes,
Carl.
well, when I
For
say, you know what I say?
absolutely
When I say elite, I mean the drivers.
Thank you.
The
No, well,
level.
Look who's sitting next.
Right, I
Come
know.
on.
I'm fangirling a little bit.
Yes, aren't we all?
Actually, a lot, to be fair. But that's why it's that you get it right. The balance between the best drivers in the world and then the accessibility factor, which is why the elite word came to mind, because I think that it's actually the event itself, the organization, as well as World Rallycross, you know, as a concept too. It is action-packed. Now, just set the scene for us about, you know, the development of this particular World Rallycross and, of course, what fans can expect.
Thank you, Carl, for the compliment. Yes, it's part of a global World Championship series.
Yes.
Once again, we have a World Championship event on our shores.
Love it.
Right here in the Mother City, which is amazing, thanks to these drivers and others. And that's who we have. We have the top drivers in the world. I mean, this is not like B grade. This is the top. And as you said, it is this exciting format that combines track racing together with gravel racing, jumps, etc. They climb all over each other out there. It's really aggressive. It's exciting. It's tactical. I was hearing Kevin saying about his brother Tim, Kevin Hansen, how in 2019, when Tim was world champion, he won the championship here in Cape Town, how he had been the defensive block going into turn one, which is a really exciting corner, the drivers tell me, right, Tim? And, you know, it was a strategic play on the team to get in there, etc. And if I'm not mistaken, the two of them are lying third and fifth in the World Championship at the moment. Is that right, Timmy? So, you know, it's lots to race for this weekend and an incredible lineup for the fans who are coming not only to see the World Championship World Rallycross drivers, but extraordinary, you know, the local series is in action as well. Brian Cupper, the amazing, you know, motorsport stuntman who does extraordinary things on a motorbike, in action, drifting. It's going to be a beautiful program.
It is so great. And I mean, as I said, accessibility is something for everybody. You could be a motorsport enthusiast or just want to look for a day out. This event is for you. But I'm so excited to have two of the best drivers in the world here. Hello, Clara. Hello, Timmy. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Clara, let's start with you. You are one of the youngest drivers on the scene as well. Also a female driver. I think it's such a great opportunity to be somewhat of a role model to so many other individuals coming through for the sport. You know, for you, driving in a beautiful place like Cape Town and also competing against people like the 2019 champion, I mean, how's the feelings at the moment?
Oh, it's great. I'm super excited to be here. It's my first time in South Africa and Cape Town, and yeah, the season has been going quite well so far. I've been dreaming about this opportunity for my whole life. So to be here now, I'm 23 years old and I'm the first woman. It's exciting, and I hope it really paves the way for many other young, talented drivers that are now in, for example, karting or cross karts, and really look up and see that it is possible. So I'm super excited for the weekend.
And thank you for being a great ambassador as well. I know many people will look up to you and try and them make their way into World Rallycross, which is fantastic. Just like Timmy, 2019 champion. Are we doing it again in 2023? That's the big question, Timmy.
I got a big challenge then ahead, like, because my season this year didn't start super well, but like, coming back here to Cape Town, where like my dream came through. You know, that 2019 final was like super intense. Me, my brother, and Backarud, another rival, like we all went at it to get that title. And at the end of the day, Kevin had my back, my brother, and I got the win. It was down to the last lap of the final. But coming back here is super special. Like it's a beautiful city. I've got all these fantastic memories, and we're gonna go out there on track again. And there's a double header going on this weekend, so there's so many points up for grabs in the World Championship. So lots of things can happen.
Lots. Hopefully a champion spot for either one of you. That sounds good to me. But Ian, with all the, you know, the work that you've done to put into this particular World Rallycross, you've got the best drivers in the world. Now you need the spectators to come out and enjoy.
Exactly. Thanks, Cole. We specifically have priced this as a local event.
Lovely.
275 Rand for general access. You know, guys, that's like 12 euros. We've made it very accessible.
Yeah.
It's 325 for a seat.
Yes.
For a grandstand seat. And it's this entire day. It's not just are you a motorhead. You know, it's really an experience. That's an entire experience. It's something for people to come and enjoy. And life's about experiences. You know that, Carl. So for that kind of money, 900 Rand for a family ticket of 4.
Wow.
And you'll get up on the, you know, if you do buy a general access ticket, you're going to be up on the mount. You've got amazing views of the whole track. That's one of the incredible things about this sport.
Yes.
When you sit at a motor circuit, the cars come and go. Here, you see the entire race, which is really, really, really cool. Lovely food and beverage, so get to web tickets, folks. Do not miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. Literally, get there.
It's going to be fantastic. Clara, all the best.
Thank you.
Timmy, I know 2019 is looming in your head. It's especially, you know, kind of thinking about that, but don't worry, it's going to be a beautiful race.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for coming down and showcasing. It's going to be beautiful. Of course, go see World Rallycross. You're going to love it. If you've never, ever seen a race, you're going to want to hear the sound, the action. It's fun for the entire family. Grab your tickets and let's support this another excellent and amazing event put on right here in Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, yes, Mzansi. Now, Carlitos has come in early. He came in at 3 a.m. this morning just to practice his game so he can try beat me. But it ain't happening. I'm a pro when it comes to this. A pro. You hear that?
I don't think you understand how challenging this game is. Okay, I want you to start your track.
How does this work?
Okay, so I've put you up. Just press A and you can go. Press the right trigger to accelerate.
Okay.
There we
Okay,
go.
okay,
So we-
okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. You
He
got
starts
this?
me in the sand. Sabotage, people.
Okay.
Right, let's find the racing line. Let's get it.
Let's see what it
Well,
is.
what's brake, just by the way?
Brake is your left
foot.
trigger.
My foot.
It's not an Xbox Kinect. You know, you've got to use your game controller. Now, you've raced sim racing before?
Yeah, I have a little
Are
bit,
you a
yes.
good driver in real life?
In real life, I'm way better than this game, I can be honest with you.
This is about how realistic it is. I mean, if you're not good at this, you can't be good at like driving on the road. Did you pass your K53?
I hope so. I hope it was a legit one because it's
Oh wait, actually, you would have had to pass your K53 if you got your license.
Wow, look, I must just say
Sorry,
though.
I'm jumping in here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I wanna
you need
watch
some
what's
tips,
going on
bro.
here.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so this I think you
Ready.
need to give the controller to Carl.
Carl?
You've done a
I've put you in a great position here, my friend. Are you ready to take over?
go.
Just let me get you out of the chicane.
Ooh.
Ooh! You said I'm
No, you
pressing my
can't
rally
drive
friends.
for Carl.
I'm pressing my rally friends here. Let's go, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
Carl,
Which one's brake?
Left trigger. Brake!
you did say you did say that car games and him aren't the
Man's-
same.
man's-
But which
doing a
one's brake?
reverse-
Sorry, I just want to know. Brake is?
You know it's a video game, right?
Yes. I want to brake.
I'm seeing him pumping his foot there.
Oh no, this is not good. You know you can rewind. You can press Y to rewind. There we go.
Thank you.
What is that? Where was that all these
I
years?
just feel like I started properly.
You know,
Is that
you
a new
said
feature?
practice Whatever, you know, that's how
There we go.
Okay.
How many times did you fail your driver's test?
Once. And then I got it the second time.
Nice, bro.
We've got those stories, man.
Yes.
I don't
I was
know.
so scared when I got my
Yeah,
driver's.
that was the most intimidating moment of my life. I don't know how I passed. I passed the first time, touch wood. I don't know what happened. Maybe someone's favorite. It was a lady instructor, though, so maybe I kind of...
What? What? You're around. You know, just because we said you can get hot and bothered when you've got your exercise doesn't mean that the driving instructors are.
Hold on, well, are we talking? Let's not get distracted by the fact that Carlitos is turning this into a rally. Off the tartan into the
World Rallycross, okay?
I might
inspired.
bring FIFA in next week.
Oh,
Please.
careful now. Careful.
Bring FIFA, my friend.
There will be fights
Now
on
we
the
are
show.
talking.
There will
Let's
be,
go.
Bro
World
is in his
Rallycross.
rally zone.
Beautiful.
Pull up the handbrake.
Caution. There we go.
Nice, bro. Lovely.
Well done. Look.
Thank you.
Actually, wait. Still the best is 118, so you're still winning. I don't think Carl has got a chance of
No,
of
not
doing
at all.
it.
Come on,
That's great.
Carlitos. That's fine. We've got lots of time today.
Just pretend that you're finishing your license, you're on the road part of your license, and you've got the traffic instructor next to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the easy
visualizing.
stuff now, man.
Don't mess around. You know it's an automatic fail. You hit the
Yes.
tar, it's automatic fail.
Okay, got you.
And remember when he
Do your
tunes you-
K53. Use your left analog stick. I want to see if you remember your K53
Yes. Going.
before you.
Okay, there's a turn coming up. Check your blind spots. Check your mirrors.
Mirrors,
Make sure
yeah,
before
here
the
I
turn
come.
comes up. Check.
He's not
All
doing it,
clear.
he's just going.
Turn. Carl, you're failing.
Yeah, you're failing.
You're failing your K53 right now.
Oh my gosh.
So for all of you out there in Zanzi, not just about having fun right now, but we do have a poll. So go ahead to our social media right now. Put your votes in. Let us know who's going to be the winner chicken dinner. And come through. We need your assistance on this one. We want to know from you who's taking top spots right now. So check that poll online in the meantime. I don't know. From this, it's kind of clear.
I mean, it's obvious.
Yes, it is.
It's obvious. It's a miracle you have your license, Carl.
I know. It's fantastic.
You know what it is? It's
I'm
the
a lot
vehicle.
better on the road.
It's the vehicle. This is not vehicle
Don't blame your tools. Don't blame your tools.
Hey man, no, Oak's handling it now. I love this.
Yeah, I mean,
Composure.
where was this? Where was this like 2 minutes ago?
I know. I'm sorry, man. I needed to get the hang, but here we go. I got it. Now we feel better.
Well played, lad. Well played.
All right, here we go.
Oh, when it counts.
Wow. I
Your
think
best.
When it counts, is it gonna be?
Yes. 1 minute 12, Carl. Well done.
Okay, well played, lad. I take it back.
Actually,
I apologize.
we're like the best in this race. Look at that. Look at that time. Best lap.
Oh,
Top
very
of the top of
nice.
the charts
Thank
there.
you. All right.
Bloody hell.
Let's not forget the fact that we are working right now, Mzansi, and this is obviously just a load of fun, but on top of that, it's also a showdown. But this one's over for us, but you can continue the adventure yourself with the release of Forza Motorsport on the 10th of October. It's going to be a big one. Everything that you need and more. It's so realistic. It gets you in the zone and you forget you're even working just like we have now. But come through on that poll. Let us know who's taking top spots. Brother, give the remote. It's my turn now.
Okay,
Let's
you
go.
can go and
All
jump
right.
into it.
Round one. Let's
Stick around
go.
for more entertainment and action right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I want to do it. I want to go again. One more time.
Chicane! Yes!
Beautiful. It's looking good.
Yes, please.
Can make my day. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here at S3, and getting your ball over the try line is an extreme sport on its own. So we're about to take you through the best Rugby World Cup tries for your dose of Throwback Thursday, brought to you by our proud sponsors of the 2023 Rugby World Cup, Total Energies. And here to highlight the best on our trip down memory lane is first-team coach at Bergfleet High School, Clive Stevenson, the one and only, the one who led his team to a fantastic season. Clive, it's great to have you.
Good to be back.
It really, really is awesome to have you. And of course, an incredible try is made even better, right, when the build-up is of the utmost quality. So let's take a look at some of these tries. In fact, English players, Will Greenwood and Jason Robertson, showing the power of teamwork at the 2003 Rugby World Cup. So how important is sort of speed and making these types of like decisions? I mean, remember, you're running toward a player. You're thinking, can I take it myself or do I release the ball? What goes through your mind there as a player?
Well, Jason Robertson and, funny enough, Shane Williams, who was also in for Wales.
Yes.
They were the smaller wingers, and they were kind of ahead of their time at that time because everything was about size. And it just shows those players with the small, athletic, and really full of speed can create havoc on the field, especially in international rugby, where the defence is very small, the margin for error is small, and the gaps in the defense is small. And they paved the way for the likes of Chesson of today, Kirtley Orens of today, Darcy Graham from Scotland. And you can see Jason Robinson's just out-for-out pace there, ran straight through the gap. And I think what's also important was the supported running line from Will Greenwood there.
Yeah.
And that is what also makes New Zealand so good. It's not necessarily they're better on attack, but just the fact that there's people running off the shoulder, left or right.
I mean, just look at that.
Look at that from running.
And the presence of mind to release at that stage as well.
Yes.
I think that's because, I mean, you're making split decisions. You are running at full tilt.
100%.
So to make that decision very quickly is powerful as well. Talking about full tilt, we all know Brian Abana knew how to do that, a rare talent. And his tries have been up there with the best. But his 7th try in the 2007 Rugby World Cup must be a favourite. Just take us back to this particular moment over here where this is Brian. And you can even see when Brian runs, there's something about his shoulders where you know if his shoulders are coming at you like that. Look there, those shoulders almost hunching over. You know he's gone, flying over the try line.
Well, he was the fastest rugby player at the time.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it goes to show he's the leading try scorer for the Springboks at 67. He's the joint top try scorer in the World Cups, joint with Jonah Lomo, the other New Zealand legend, at 15 tries. And he was a special player. Look at that outfit.
A little touch there on the boot, and then his shoulders go up, and then you know he's gone.
And you're not going to catch him.
No.
And that just shows you how important speed and mobility is on the wing out wide and scoring those tries for the team.
And I mean, that type of speed is just, it's completely out of this world. When Brian did this, it was, outstanding, flying over the try line. It's just, and it's also great for a fan to watch that. But of course, making your mark is crucial in any sport. And as a player, that is vitally important, a try like this one. So 55 international appearances. Tommy Seymour knows how to create the legendary status, of course. So let's take a look at this one over here, because look at that. And you can just tell that's hard running, but also smart running. There's skill involved in that. Because now what you're doing is you're breaking the line almost on a lateral level. You're not even going through players. I mean, come on. Come on.
Oh, we could see there, as you can see, look at that. Look at that interception, so that's straight on the counter.
And now watch this run over here. Now you're breaking the line, and it's lateral. Look at that. Bah!
Great step there. And then what we're missing out here is the great offload in here.
And here we go.
They didn't give a chance for South Africa to set here. Offload,
boom,
offload,
boom,
and it's try time. And also, let's talk about that strength to get over the line. They're going over 2 players. And that also shows you that you need to work on your strength in rugby. It's important to break the tackles, especially as it's physical as it is at an international level.
Wow, I mean, I'm sure that you've coached many a student who could be Springbok quality as well in your team right now. First team coach, Berkeley High School. So when you adopt these sort of mentality to score tries, what are the type of things that you say to your players to try and get them to this legendary level as these guys that we've seen in this try section here?
Well, just to basically, the most important thing is to see what's in front of you.
Yeah.
To play what's in front of you and also to support each other. Because I don't want to have isolations of players running by themselves. Also do that supportive lines. It's very important, as I said. And just obviously, basically putting all their focus in the try line. Do not panic when they're close to the try line. And be calm, and you will basically get there with pressure.
It's going to be beautiful. Clive, thanks so much for taking us through some of the best. It's been wonderful to throw back. And, of course, there are many things happening. Of course, New Zealand, Uruguay as well. Quick thoughts on that match?
Well, it looks like New Zealand is starting to tick at the right time, which is kind of worrying. True. And I think people have written them off too early.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be a surprise this World Cup. And I think if they do meet Ireland, which is supposed to happen, I think they might surprise Ireland coming into that quarterfinal.
I can see it as well. I mean, I can't wait for a match of that magnitude. It's going to be beautiful. That's why we love the Rugby World Cup. So get ready for this game's festivities, of course, with Total Energies. Head on over to a Total Energy service station near you. Top up on fuel, bright charcoal, firelighters, snacks and drinks for the big game. And you can earn club points that can be redeemed for cashback vouchers, helping you save on those future purchases.
Just like in rugby, it's uniting our energies that helps us move forward.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, so much anticipating and so much hype coming through there, especially now that we are deep in the World Cup and big games are happening. And not only big games, but big relationships, and especially when it comes to us. And we asked you this morning, how do you be more adaptable and tolerant in relationships? Go on, Nines, you're in a really good relationship right now. You've got a kid. I know there's always challenges. We all go through it. But what's helped you in this situation? Have you found any tips that can really help with this trade?
I think staying humble and realizing that like every relationship is different. There are no rules. So stay humble and put your partner first. And you know, if you're checking yourself and they're checking themselves, that's always like a way to adapt and get better.
I like that. Imagine you both putting each other first. It's like a win-win. I love that. Absolutely magic. But let's see what Mzansi has to say. First up, we've got Magoro Matsene, accepting to live with that which I have no control over. Ooh, wise words. Also knowing I have a complete control on what I let in my mind. Wow, he's a boss of wisdom.
That stuff is really important. Just because you can be adaptable doesn't mean there are things that you should adapt to, especially in relationships. You've got to be wise and listen to people around you and your family and friends.
Nice.
Then it says, morning team, nothing much but communication. That is excellent. Being a good listener and learning to control my emotions. Yeah.
Those are absolute gems. I think the three of those together is like a trifecta of a great relationship. Teresa Micah also says, good morning, my favorite beautiful Expresso fam. That's probably you, Grant, you're speaking about. Maturity, experience, being a good listener, controlling my emotions, and the understanding that we were created differently as human beings. Love and light, fam. Oh, Teresa Micah coming through. Mic drop right there. Absolutely love
Mic drop.
See what you did there.
Nombalelo says, good morning, family. Understanding my partner, communication, and also being ourselves. Just letting your partner be you. You know, I think that's also really important.
How often do we go into a relationship and not bring all of ourselves into it? And then later on down the line, you start revealing these little ticks and you're like, whoa, I didn't know this was about you. And you're like kind of like confused as to what's happening. So I think forthcoming, be transparent, be raw, be real.
Or we let somebody else tell us how to be when we should just we should accept them equally. There's no improvement scheme.
Nah, I love it. Mzansi coming through with bars of gold. Thank you so much. And we'll keep this conversation going. But don't worry, we've got so much more to look forward to. Grant Hands, what's happening?
Yeah, we're going to be chatting about allergies in kids, whether it's at school or at home, which is very important.
Very, very important indeed. 'Tis the season. And of course, speaking of seasons, season 4, Tastemaster. We have a winner! Maxine Schilling in the building. And we're going to be diving into all that conversation and how she made it through the cut to take numero uno, that #1 spot. See you in just a bit.
Winter's behind us and it's time to get busy living, or it would be if not for that unwelcome guest, allergies. So show them the door with Levojex and Expresso's 5,000 Reasons to Love Spring competition.
This month, you stand to win cash prizes of 5,000 Rand each when you answer the weekly questions on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages and include that hashtag Levojex in your answer. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, South Africa. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We have a very important insert that's we're about to drop on you. This morning, we're discussing a crucial topic that affects countless families in South Africa: allergies in children. Pediatrician Dr. Anissa Vahed is here to share valuable insight and practical advice to help parents and caregivers navigate this extremely complex world of childhood allergies. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me today, guys.
Lovely. Let's start off with something that I think people get confused with all the time. Food allergies, food intolerances. There are two different fields over there. So take us through What are the differences?
So everyone they get very confused about it.
Yes.
Big messages, food allergies is the life-threatening one. That's the one you always have to get worried about.
Yes.
And the big thing is where it's going to affect the system. So you've got a food intolerance, and what it basically happens is digestive system gets interrupted.
Okay.
So you eat something, your digestive system hates it, it gets irritated, it can't break it down, you get symptoms from it.
Okay.
Food allergies, you will go and eat something, but your immune system's going to start happening. And then what happens is it starts a whole cascade of crazy events, and then you can start getting mild symptoms, and that can progress all the way to anaphylaxis, essentially. So essentially...
Anaphylaxis, for people who don't know?
Yes, but also if you do know. So like peanut allergy, you've got a little child that doesn't, or they haven't realized that they're actually allergic to peanuts. Mommy said don't eat peanuts, and they went to school, and their bestie was having a little peanut, and then anaphylaxis again. So you don't need that much for actually an allergy to spark something.
So what are the most common symptoms that parents should look out for?
So symptoms can go from mild to severe. So mild things, itchy nose, a bit of a tiny bit of a mild rash, and then it can progress to basically shortness of breath, swollen tongue, fast breathing, and then you go all the way down to you collapse and you have low blood pressure.
You were talking about the peanut butter sandwich at school. This is something that I've actually thought about a lot since having a daughter. How do we communicate to schools that what food should be brought to school? They might not have rules about it, and we might be putting other children or our children in danger.
Yeah, so big step is communication. And the big thing is, I always say, don't forget to flag your child. So get those medic alert bracelets.
Yes.
Plain, simple, you can kind of just... So if your child collapses, the teacher's already flagging it. But the big thing that I'm always involved in is action plans. So have something written down, because especially when we're in panic mode, what does everyone do? Everyone flails around panicking. And if you've got something written down and you have it where you've got all the emergency numbers, what exactly doses to give, antihistamine, steroids, EpiPen, and also the ambulance number, your local doctor, and mom and dad's number to phone them to say, listen, your child's not right, come quick.
Yeah.
As long as it's all written down and it's in your diary or in the lunchbox, you're sorted.
Yeah, I'm also thinking about sharing lunch. You know, that was a big thing at going to school. So perhaps it's also quite important for the children to also be educated about their allergies so that they know what to say yes and no to. That type of communication has got to be very, very important, especially with your child.
But also amongst the parents within the class. So I know a lot of classes have basically opted to say, listen, we've got one child who's got the specific allergy, especially peanuts. No one must bring peanuts. Make it plain and simple.
Love it.
So then at least we're not exposing them to it, and we're not scaring the other children when something bad happens.
So if you're in a PTA and you're watching this, please make sure that you are exercising these precautions. Now, what are treatment options if something does go awry, like you said?
So there's the local over-the-counter antihistamines. There's steroids that we can also do. The big thing is that when you go onto the stronger things, like stronger dose steroids, steroid creams, but there's also the EpiPens. So that's where us doctors will go and prescribe it, and we'll start training everyone up to how to use it properly and make sure that that's always not expired, because that's the big thing that everyone forgets about, that those medications get expired, and that's when you need them.
And so where do we draw that line with regard to, you know, my child has had a reaction to that, it should be okay, and going to go and see you for a proper test?
So essentially our role is what we do is that I say any reaction is a reaction. That should always get checked out. And the big thing is that our role is to play and try and figure out what the triggers are.
Yeah.
So if we're finding that there's something mild always going on and over-the-counter isn't really working, then I say, you know what, rather let us go and see, or let the kids come and see us pediatricians. We'll do a full head-to-toe. We'll find the triggers, and then what we'll do is we'll go and do tests, skin pricks, blood tests, and then we'll come up with that allergy plan so that at least we can try and prevent the next one.
Wow, yeah, it's really important. It's something that it's been on my mind for a long time, so thank you so much for coming into the studio.
My pleasure.
You stand a chance to win 5,000 Rand in cash this week. Simply tell us what you love the most about spring, but has the most effect on your allergies. Don't forget to include #LiverGex in your answer on our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram competition post. Competition closes on the 9th of October. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Absolutely incredible. I can tell you it's fantastic. And of course, LiverGex, use that if there is an allergic reaction, of course. And naturally, if you want to get any of the details, go see your pediatrician, keep open communication with the school as well. Be safe out there, and I'm glad that we can enable any sort of education around allergies and tolerances. We've always got your back on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, beautiful conversation coming through with the goods. But for now, though, official duties must commence. It's just about to go on the hour, and let's start off with national news headlines. Now, several organizations have commented on the fuel prices, which rose sharply again last night for the 5th time this year. Now, COSATU says the increase has further consequences for the weak economy and the struggling working class. And COSATU expects the government to intervene on behalf of workers and poor households. Now, Santaco said most taxi associations were considering raising their fares. And as of now, petrol costs between R1.08 and R1.14 per litre more. Now, the price of diesel is between R1.93 and R1.96 higher. Well, carrying on with national news headlines right now, Agricultural Minister Toko Didiza says the government may have to resort to importing eggs in the interim in a bid to ease the shortage created by an outbreak of avian flu. Now, Didiza met on Monday with the country's poultry industry and said that the outbreak would not affect the availability of chicken meat. Some 7.5 million chickens have reportedly been culled in an effort to contain the outbreaks of 2 separate strains of avian influenza that have brought about the egg shortage. Well, carrying on with our headlines and moving over to international news. Now, the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, and leaders from all over Europe have expressed their condolences after 21 people were killed in a bus accident outside Venice. Now, the bus was taking foreign tourists from Venice to a campsite in the Marghera district, and it tumbled off an overpass and caught fire. Now, the victims include citizens of Ukraine and Germany, and the Italian bus driver. Now, a baby and 12-year-old also succumbed, and among the 15 injured are citizens of Germany, France, Croatia, Spain, and Austria. Now, the cause of the accident is still being investigated. Next up in our international headlines, Africans are yet to understand the full extent of their potential as a united force, and embracing the Africa Continental Free Trade Area agenda could just be what the continent needs to realize it. Now, this view was expressed by Suzanne Akporoya, president of the National Association of Nigeria Travel Agencies. Now, this at the Africa Tourism Leadership Forum in Gaborone, Botswana. Now, stakeholders in the industry, including government officials, have gathered their devised ways of improving intra-Africa tourism and trade. Now, next up, more of an interesting note in our headlines, at least the weekend's Malvern Autumn Festival in the UK. Now, growers from across the British Isles showed off the truly frightening proportions that vegetables can grow to, headlined by massive pumpkins brought in on forklifts. Now, at 638 kilograms, the gigantic pumpkin winner was 40 kilograms more than the second place entry. Now, there were 35 categories for giant or long vegetables, and this year's 8 new world records were set, including for largest runner bean leaf, the heaviest runner bean, bell pepper, cucumber, and broad bean, and then the tallest green tomato plant and the longest vegetable sponge. Among this also the broad bean too, but no problem getting your 5 a day in with these veggies in the garden. We'll carry on with the rest of the headlines. Here's the latest when it comes to sport.
Thanks a lot, Ryle. Let's take a look at your sporting action, starting with football. In a surprising announcement on yesterday, of course, FIFA revealed that Morocco, Spain and Portugal have secured the hosting rights for the 2030 Football World Cup. Celebrating the tournament's centenary, Uruguay, Argentina and Paraguay will host the opening matches. The joint bid by Morocco, Portugal and Spain stood as the sole candidate for hosting the event. This historic decision by FIFA means the World Cup will span 3 continents and 6 nations, potentially leading to group matches being held in different seasons, depending on the hemisphere. Now, the Toon Army woke up, in fact, probably stayed awake this evening. Of course, Newcastle's triumphant return to the Champions League at St. James's Park saw them humiliate Paris Saint-Germain with a resounding 4-1 victory last night. Miguel Almiron, Dan Burn, Sean Longstaff and Fabian Schär found the net, creating an unforgettable night for the Magpies in their first home game in Europe's premier competition in 2 decades. Under Eddie Howe's leadership, Newcastle now leads what's considered the most challenging Champions League group this season. With 4 points from their initial 2 matches, they outperformed PSG by 1 point, while Borussia Dortmund and AC Milan shared a goalless draw in Germany to secure their first points. Now, onto cricket action. Western Province secured a commanding 141-run victory with the help of the DLS method against the Tuskers in their CSA One-Day Cup clash at Newlands in Cape Town last night. Opener Tony de Zorzi's remarkable century powered the hosts to a formidable 381 all-out in their initial innings. Meanwhile, Abdullah Bayumi, 3 for 36, and Nandre Berger, 3 for 42, played pivotal roles as the Tuskers managed only 241 all-out in response. Now, George Linder made significant contributions, scoring a half-century and taking 2 for 37 with the ball. And with this win, Viapia now leads the standings with 16 points from their first 4 matches. And wrapping up with some tennis action, Yannick Sinner claimed the China Open, defeating Daniel Medvedev in a tightly contested men's final. The Italian secured victory with a 7-6, 7-6 scoreline, marking the tournament's return after Beijing lifted pandemic-related restrictions. Now, both players held serve throughout, with Sinner narrowly missing a break chance in the first set. In the tie-break, he dominated, taking a 5-love lead and sealing the win. The second set followed a similar pattern, with Sinner's composure shining through, eventually winning in front of an enthusiastic crowd. That's it for your sporting action for now. Another update in 1 hour. And if you're heading to work, this is what's ahead of you when it comes to traffic.
Thank you so much, Carl. Yes, a lot of you heading on the roads right now, and let's see how we can serve you. Now, if you are in the eThekwini area and KZN, there's a stationary vehicle on the N3 eastbound, and that's after the ramp from King Ketshwayo. Now, the left lane is closed, so please do drive carefully if you are in the area. Well, from KZN, we head over to Mpumalanga, and there has been a truck accident on the N11 north at Kranskop Pass. Now, please remain vigilant on the roads if you are passing by. From there, we move to Cape Town, and there's been an accident on the N1 outbound at Durban Road. Now, there is lane closure, no delays as of yet, but please plan your routes accordingly. And if you are heading on the roads, buckle up, stay safe, and plan ahead. For now, we head from the roads to the sky and see what's happening with the latest when it comes to weather. Diving into weather news, and Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu says water revenue losses recorded by the eThekwini municipality are worrisome. Now, it uses 52% of all water supplied to KwaZulu-Natal province and 70% of what is supplied by Mgeni. That's the eThekwini water stats, which say that the city consumes 281 litres of water per capita per day, compared to the country's average of 217 litres per capita per day. Mchuna said the losses could be attributed to the city's poor maintenance of infrastructure as well as aging infrastructure. Now, he said the loss via direct leaks from its various transmission pipes, pumping and storage systems amounts to some 2 billion rand per annum. Now, eThekwini has been experiencing intermittent water supply challenges, and as a tourist destination, this negatively impacts on the country's economic progress. Well, from our weather news, it's time to dive into those temperatures. So sit back, relax, take it all in, and plan your day accordingly. Looking like there's many polarities in the country right now, from hot to cold, it doesn't matter. But of course, to bring things up a notch, it's sunrise view time. And Percival from Menenberg captured this image of the wispy clouds in the morning sky. I love this shot, giving us every promise of the day. Next up, we got Christelle from East London, who sent in her morning view while taking a stroll on the beach. I love this artistic, the blurred foreground, the background is just beautiful. Vash is coming next up from Johannesburg and captured this image of the tranquil park Woohoo! Absolutely wonderful stuff. And look like that mist just adding some mystery to this shot. And then we've got Kasturi from Durban, who sent in a morning view from her front porch. And what a view indeed. This as the sun glaring golden beams of light and all the promise of the day. Oh, Mzansi stepping up right now. And we've got one more edition of this morning. So keep it coming on 063-408-8863. And we'll do it all again in just an hour.
All right, traffic sorted, weather sorted. Now we just have to introduce you to the Taste Master Season 4 winner. Maxine Scaling is here. Oh, my word. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yo, I cannot wait to cook with you a little later. We've got a beautiful, I believe, are we doing glazed pork?
We're doing a glazed pork belly. Oh, my best.
Okay, it's going to be fantastic. Maxine's going to take you through the entire process. And I know you've got great taste. And she's a master. Taste, master, it just works. And we're going to showcase that to you a little later in your Feel Good Breakfast show. This is Expresso. Stay there.
Be my baby, ooh, be my baby, this is my baby, that's the thing, oh yeah, that's me, yes, can't figure out when you're riding, I thought we'd never be apart, we used to be so picture perfect, now all the good days seem so far, be my baby, rain, go away. Please come back on another day. I don't wanna be in this way. Be my baby, please come back to me. So at least we could see if it all was a fantasy. Or are we meant to be? Cause I'm so lonely without you now. I'm so lonely.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso here in S3, and I can tell you it's an exciting time because we are joined in studio by a UCT chemistry graduate. Turned into an entrepreneur and a foodie. Look at that for a chemical combination. A winner of Taste Masters Season 4, Maxine Scaling is here. She's also the founder of Macro Mixes, a pioneering force in the South African health food industry, and owner of Queen Space, a personal growth platform with courses and content for women to expand their mindful and step into their power. She joins us not as an overachiever, as you can hear, but also as a winner. Hello, Maxine.
Good
what
morning.
a CV. Like, we only had like about 5 minutes to have this conversation. I could have actually gone on about all of the things that you went through. Oh, my word, it's amazing. But since winning, how's it been?
Life has been so crazy. Winning Taste Master was obviously such a highlight. And then I just went to Europe for a month.
Oh, excuse me, where'd you go?
I saw Scotland, and then I furthered my training in kind of like mindfulness and consciousness, actually. I did training in Poland, and now I'm back.
Wow. Mindfulness.
Yeah.
I think after winning something big, there's a lot of hype, right? So you have to kind of control and just... And apparently baking is a very, very good thing to control one's inner centers, though. So I would like to know your baking journey. When did that start?
Sure. Pretty much as far back as I can remember, I was cooking and baking in the kitchen, not making quite what we made on Taste Master at that stage. And then I really started sharing it with the world when I was in university. So it became a way for me to...
Chemistry. It makes sense.
It did, and I was making it super healthy. So I was taking typical recipes and really enjoying using not typical ingredients to try and mimic, you know, the bakes.
Yes.
That have sugar in, but trying to make them sugar-free.
Yeah.
And that was my kind of creative outlet.
That is fantastic. And now you are somebody who's taken all of your experience, and I think, you know, people like you who experience a lot of things, you can execute the experience, which is really, really wonderful. And I speak to Macro Mixes now, you know, a pioneering company. And essentially, what is the premise of that company, and also why did you create Macro Mixes? What was the main reason for you to get started?
Yeah, so when I was in university, I was sharing these recipes that were basically healthified, and people wanted
Healthified?
Healthified, is that a word?
I don't know.
It's yours.
Urban Dictionary, done.
And people wanted the actual baked goods, and I was like, I obviously can't send, you know, protein brownies around the country. So I started playing with premixes, and then just started the company kind of as soon as I left university. But I actually sold it now in March to the most incredible woman. So yeah, I grew it for like 5 years, and it's no longer my baby.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you for a few of the mixes.
I could have bought.
My protein pancakes are terrible these days. They're so dry. We need to talk. We have to, though. But in terms of, let's go back to mindfulness, you know, your spirituality, your meditation as well, plugging that into all of these different facets of your life. I mean, business ownership, winning a reality TV show, you know, all these things are happening all at once. So finding center seems to be very, very important to you. I mean, has that been the tonic and the key to your success?
I would say that it has helped me live my life in every regard. Actually, one of my favorite quotes is, life is the meditation. And so for me, it's not really about the formal practice.
Say that again for those in the back. Say it again.
I think that life is the meditation. And so every moment is really an opportunity to be mindful, compassionate, aware. And I know that sounds so like, but truly just having that mindset and approach to life has helped me embrace everything with so much more peace and joy, equanimity. Yeah.
I'm taken aback by that. I'm sorry. Because I think that a lot of the times people live their lives like it's this whole... It's like being in a very busy train station. And if you say life is the meditation, it means that everything around us are the external inputs that have no bearing in what should be us living our life and meditating on who we are, our authenticity, our drive, our purpose, our premise, whatever that may be. That is magical. It really is. So where does this go next? I mean, are we going to see you doing something like a baking class, right? That also has meditation involved, like a meditative baking class. Are we going to see that?
You joke, but I actually have done events like that before.
Stop it.
Where we're cooking healthy food, we're doing yoga and mindfulness. So potentially, I really think that these things actually all go together so well.
Yes.
Baking, cooking is such a great opportunity to be mindful, to be present, to just kind of be in a flow state. And yeah, that can totally translate into sitting, doing some mindfulness, doing yoga.
Flow bakes.
I like that.
Flow bakes is Maxine scaling. Sorry, we're creating a company. Another one.
Clearly.
Another. I'm dumping that on you, but Maxine, what a legend you are, and congratulations once again. We also just need to see you cook, because I feel like we should do breathing exercises while we're cooking. In fact, you can visit our website to learn a bit more about this incredible talent that we are so proud of. And of course, when it comes to recipes, we have one for you in the next couple of moments.
Oh, I absolutely love that conversation, and we're here to celebrate. Maxine has done the most, gone through the most, and ready to show off, and officially done the Expresso apron too, and dive into a new recipe. So I can't wait for that. Obviously, 'tis the season, things are heating up, and it's time to get our braai on and have some fun in the outdoors, and this is a great opportunity to do exactly that. So let's talk about what's happening right now. It's time to obviously get our taste buds ready. We've got a flavor explosion, like I've mentioned, and we're about to unleash the deliciousness of a grilled pork belly made on the Weber. Now, Chef Maxine Schilling is here to show us how it's done. So let me officially welcome you to the Expresso kitchen. Yes! How you doing, Maxine?
I'm doing so well this morning.
Oh, this is so cool. You look so good in the apron.
Thank
it looks perfect. Brings out the eyes and all the chef skills, I'm
Never
sure.
worn a denim one before.
How's it feel?
Taste was a bit more maroon or blue,
Yeah.
but it feels good.
Yeah, it suits you. It looks good. So listen, let's dive straight into it. We want to showcase your incredible skills. We're doing something special. I believe we're basting something that I think a lot of us want to dive into, tuck into. But I'm going to say no more. I'm going to leave it up to the pro. Take me through this, what's going on, and let's talk about the ingredients in the recipe as well.
Okay, so we are making a beer glazed pork belly. I love pork belly. So we actually can get going right now with the glaze on the beautiful web over here. So I'm going to put all the ingredients in.
And talk to me about those ingredients as you put it in, because I know different to Taste Master, you've got like a minute to make a meal here. So
I know. I'm
Expresso for real.
used to that, so don't worry.
Okay, well
That's
trained.
some non-alcoholic beer.
Nice,
This
I
is
like
soy
that.
sauce.
Okay.
This is some fresh pineapple juice. Such nice flavors to go with pork belly.
Okay, and it's starting to kind of feel like a little bit of a oriental nuance coming through here. It's like we've gone to the islands of some sorts, and I'm absolutely loving this, because this is something that I know not all of us when it comes to South Africa are used to baking with ingredients like this, but it works, right?
It totally does.
What else did you pop in there?
This is some miso paste.
Ooh, yum.
They're not hard to come by, so I think you can get that kind of oriental flavor without having to go to some fancy supermarket or anything like that, which is so great. And while this reduces, because obviously we have a done version. So that's how we would do it.
You know how it goes, yeah. You know how it works. Nicely
This is
done.
going to just simmer away and reduce for a while,
Brilliant.
but this is our beautiful done one.
I love that.
And we can check that it's done by just popping a spoon in and moving our finger. And if the line holds, your glaze is reduced.
Oh, I see.
How good?
Top tips coming through it. Well, let me talk about the flavor right there. It's
How
got
good?
not sour, not sweet, not too tangy. It's just got all that perfect stuff in between. And, ooh, I can see how well this is going to work. So I see you've got something that has kind of been like pre-prepared, right?
So I'm just contemplating. You can either cut your pork belly before or afterwards. This has been in the oven for 2 hours already.
Okay.
Just kind of with some salt, pepper, olive oil.
Nice.
And take that off here.
So maybe like slice it up before so we can get more of the glaze around the meat?
Exactly.
But I think this is an option for Mzansi as well. And I was thinking, you've done this in the oven, but again with the Weber, you have the option of obviously doing something very similar. I'd imagine less heat, a little bit lower and slower.
Quite low.
Right.
We're going to go for like 140, 150.
Okay, nice.
And then this is really just to put a bit of a nice char with the glaze on.
Beautiful.
So the braai can be hotter for this part.
And let me talk about the functionality of this, because like we were just mentioning now, if you want to go for something like a pre-bake, like you would in the oven, and you want to do with the Weber, or you want to char grill something, adjusting the air dampers will increase or decrease the temperature. Now, the more air going into the braai, the hotter the braai will get, and obviously the less air going into your braai, the cooler it will get. So that gives you a great temperature control. Now, most Webers, charcoal braais have two dampers, right? You've got a top lid damper, and then you've got dampers on your bottom bowl. So because we need to keep this pork belly on a consistent, or sort of like 150-degree low heat for 2 hours, that's what we did in the oven. Obviously, you can do it here. It's recommended to keep the top lid damper at about a quarter of the way open. Now, on top of this, it gets even more exciting because if you have the lid thermometer, that registers the overall ambient temperatures of your braai, and if your braai doesn't have a lid thermometer, you can use the ambient probe on our iGrill app, and that's connected thermometer to register the temperature on your braai. So you can take this into the tech realms, but Maxine is doing a thing. She's in a flow state. I see she's cut up the pork belly already. She has basted it already, yes?
Yes.
Very nice.
If we were making the glaze, here would be reducing, but obviously we have our done one. I've just glazed the pork belly, and really you can put on as much as you like. I love a lot of flavor, so I might do 1 or 2 layers.
And how does this work? Because there's like rules when it comes to basting. Some guys are like, you got to baste at the beginning and only then. Some guys are like, at the end. Can we keep basting this as we go? What would be your recommendation?
You know what? This glaze is so delicious that I don't want it to all just burn away and not really be tasted.
Yeah.
So I would glaze kind of as we're putting it on, and
Keep
then maybe
it
a little
coming.
bit more
Keep
just
it
before
coming.
the end.
Okay.
But really, you can put on as much char as you want.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you can go crazy with your char preference right now. But as you can see, it's really that simple, and it's perfect for the outdoors. We've opened up outdoors to the outdoors right now, as you can see, and really making the most of this. It honestly feels like a weekend already just smelling this, but we're almost there. We're halfway there, and this is giving us every inspiration to make it a weekend to remember. Maxine coming through with the goods. Is that pretty much it, right?
So, yeah, I mean, I went super quickly just so that you can see how easy it actually is. I mean, this kind of glaze you can make as well beforehand, and then you can have your pork belly done, I mean, hours before. And as your guests come, if you're serving it to guests, you can just chop it up, pop it onto the braai, do some kind of glazing, basting, and then we're good to go. Yeah, so I'm going to give this maybe like another minute or 2, then we can pop it onto a plate, and yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Absolutely love it. I'm officially hungry. And for you, Mzansi, if you are too, you can get this recipe at expressoshow.com. And yes, to Maxine winning being Taste Master, being on Expresso, and obviously just being you. Congratulations, you absolutely slayed that, and well done.
I feel like that show, if anything, prepared us for cooking under time pressure in odd locations. The finale was filmed outside.
Nailed it. Go get your recipe, people. Love it.
Can we...
Winning recipes and, of course, winning people as well. Coming up, Oscar-winning movies, Binge It or Bash It, that's going to come through, as well as... PJ Morton is here. Multi-Grammy Award-winning sensation is in Mzansi. And, of course, you'll be getting the exclusive right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, so don't go anywhere. You can get PJ in your PJs.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live in S3, and it's a chance for us to play Binge It or Bash It. Today's theme is Oscar-winning movies. Each of today's films have won the Oscar for Best Picture over the years, and we are going to find out if you binge it or bash it. No, not you, but of course these two over here, Ryle and Grant. And I'm going to encourage both of you to be as honest as you want to be.
Yes.
Yeah, be honest,
Yes.
like proper honest, okay? Because, you know, because they're your best, you know, pictures, naturally you're going to want to say, oh, I love it. Like, I love it. I love it. Feel free to bash. All right?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Let's
Bring
go.
it on. What are we starting with first?
We got a few of these that come through, and I think this is going to be wonderful. So let's start off with the first movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Binge it.
Binge it. Best Picture.
Yeah, that's a
Binge
binger
it.
for sure, man. It makes me feel like anything is possible. Literally.
It's literally, to me, it's one of my favorite movies that have ever been made.
Serious?
So, yeah,
Oh, wow.
it is incredible, and it's done by filmmakers who aren't, I'd say they're experienced, but they're not like big filmmakers. And it was
Focused on
just,
the art.
and it was kind of like, you know, when you watch The Matrix for the first time, that when you move and you're like, whoa, don't tell anybody. This is that movie. Don't tell anybody.
I love it. I
So
can
it's
see
a
why
binge
it's a
from both
favorite.
parts, though. How about Parasite, 2019?
Binge it.
Binge.
Also, one of the greatest movies made of all time.
It is. Yeah, I'll probably binge that. Yeah, I'll probably binge that.
Are you sure?
It is a good movie.
You
It's
sound like
very
you're gonna bash.
different.
Yeah.
That's why. It's very different. It's not for everybody, bro. Be honest.
It's important. The message is important, though.
It is, but I think I'm on the fence with this one, but I'm going to binge it. I'm going to binge it for sure.
Lovely
I'm
stuff.
on your
Okay,
side.
Binging, which is good. Let's move on. The Shape of Water. That is in 2017.
Binge it.
This one I didn't see.
Okay.
So I'm very embarrassed. I need to add this to the list immediately. So I'm gonna binge this one just because I haven't already, and I'll take your advice. What are your recommendations?
I'm kind of a lukewarm binge. So
Okay.
like it's a Del Toro movie. It's got like that creature feature vibe in it, and it's cool. It's not the best Del Toro movie, but it's a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna make my own judgment. I'll add it to the list. But bring it on, Carlitos. What's next?
2008 Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, that was good.
Bash
I
it.
love that.
Bash it.
What?
You bashing it?
Yeah, man.
Not a fan.
Oh no, I don't like. It's like poverty porn, man. I don't like that kind of stuff.
Oh, no, I'm gonna have to binge this one, bro. It gives you that sense of hope, that sense of belief. It gives you that sense of like anything's possible again. So good message behind it. I get what you're saying, definitely, but
And it's beautifully shot.
I'm here for it. I'm binging that
beautiful
for sure. Yeah.
2003, let's take you back to Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Binge it.
I am
Binge it for
binging
9 hours.
I've been binging since it came out, man. I just like watch it all the time.
I remember going into the cinema and then it would like fade to black and then everybody got up. It's like, oh wait, it's coming back on again. I was 3 times. Gandalf's with the kids in the bed. What's going on? It makes no sense. And you're just getting up.
I was actually checking, like, I really align and resonate with Legolas. And I was checking my ears out, and they actually have a little pointy
You do
thing
have
there.
a bit of a
I
point
think
there,
I'm
yes.
Elvish, guys.
Have you seen the new Lord of the Rings TV series?
What?
You must. We'll talk about it
Very,
afterwards.
very good.
Yeah, you actually look like the main elf in that.
Yes, you do.
Okay, I'm binging that as well. It's on the list, but I'm binging that.
2002, Chicago.
Oh.
Bash or binge?
I like that movie. I'm not going to binge it. I'll bash
it.
But I did enjoy the movie. It's a great movie. Watched it once.
Yeah.
Don't need to see it again. It is fantastic.
But that's the definition, man.
Yeah.
Bash it.
Yeah, but I'm going to bash it. Yeah, bashing it.
Fantastic. Goodness. Right. I just hope that you guys are entertained. Gladiator 2000.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, I've binged it. I've watched that multiple times.
Definitely American Beauty 1999.
Oh, that's actually a good movie, man.
I enjoyed it, but I tried watching it again recently, and I bashed it because it's a bit.
Is it?
It's obscure.
It's a bit boring.
I was going to say...
I like the soundtrack. Thomas Newman does the piano soundtrack for that.
Also, there's a grey, spacey area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, not going there now. 97, Titanic.
Oh,
Bash
I
it.
watched Titanic with my mom
Bashing?
in the movies for the first time. There was a half-time
Are you-
interval even.
Yes, I know.
It was amazing, bro. But I'm going to bash it just because there was that scene. And then watching with your mom. Oh, it was
Kids
amazing.
don't know. They go to the bicycle, and there's a pee break in the middle. A pee break.
You know that? That was weird with moms, man.
Wait, okay. Right.
We move on.
Last one.
Yeah?
You know that life is like a box of chocolates, eh?
Oh,
Forrest
laugh
Gump.
is luck. Oh, man, this is...
94.
Look, I've actually watched this a lot of times. I wouldn't binge it anymore just because I've watched it so much, but watch it once for sure. You have to. It is a classic. It's a great... Oh, when someone's running and they access that moment of freedom.
Forrest Gump.
What a beautiful
What are we thinking,
sight.
Grant?
It's tough.
I'm bashing it just by the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna bash
Great
it
movie.
too. You know, seeing how people understand mental illness now compared to back then, and people being on the
that's
spectrum.
true.
There's a large, wider spectrum. I think it's a very it's dated in that sense. And I would say bash it. It's not something I would recommend people
Doesn't
watch.
represent as much as in the modern
We know
era,
more,
But
we
the
know
message
more.
is still there,
Thank
but I'm going to
you
bash it.
for understanding the assignment. That's what I needed. I needed more
Nice
bashing
job.
and binging. And talking about binging, let's go there for a second, because no matter which movies you love to binge, Vodacom now gives you the opportunity to enhance your plan to access amazing titles on leading streaming platforms, including Prime Video. Best part, they'll even give you 3 months for free. And for extra convenience and safety, you can now pay for your streaming subscriptions using your Vodacom account. To check out the Vodacom streaming marketplace, visit vodacom.co.za.
Mzansi, enhance what you love. Add more of what you need to your contract. Choose from a range of enhanced options in-store or online. Further together, Vodacom.
So now we go from Oscar-winning movies to Grammy Award-winning talents on Expresso stage. A multi-Grammy Award-winning American musician, record producer, keyboardist from Maroon 5, gumbo maker, as well as one of the most talented gents you ever meet, PJ Morton. He's here. Can we give him a massive round of applause? My brother's here. He's here.
Man.
Yes.
Good to be here, man.
Wow.
Yes, it's amazing to be here.
It is amazing, isn't it? I've been watching your stories on social media. You've been loving South Africa so far. Right?
I have, man. It's been amazing. It's my first time here, first time in Cape Town, first time ever in South Africa. And we're just enjoying ourselves already, man. Day 2, and we're loving it.
So have you tasted any of the food yet? That's the big question.
I've had a little food,
Okay.
not the proper spots yet. We've been working, you know,
right.
so we're looking for the proper spots. They're setting it up.
Okay.
And I'm hearing, you know, we had some amazing food last night. We went to a party. That was more home-cooked food.
Yes.
Which was great. It was amazing. So I'm excited. I love eating, man. I'm from New Orleans, you know.
That's the
I
thing.
made an album after food, you
We
know.
love
man.
eating too.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait to try gumbo for the first time.
That's
That's
right,
going to be
that's
beautiful.
right,
But
that's
so PJ, just in terms of, you've been hearing a lot of people communicating around you from South Africa.
Yeah.
Have any words stuck out to you? And when I say words, I'm trying to be cautious here, because naturally you go to a new country and you tend to use, you know, the swear words come out first in terms of vocab.
Yeah.
Any words that stuck out to you so far?
Not so far. No,
No.
I haven't. Yeah, it's been all love. No,
Okay,
no
all
crazy
love.
words. Shot at me yet. No.
Okay,
no.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
Don't forget away.
Away.
It's important.
I gotta say away from stage,
That's
right?
correct, you know.
I remember
Away
that.
is
I
very
remember that.
important, my brother. But you're doing
Away.
this Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Yes.
So these particular you know, concerts and these things that you wanted to do, I know you were going to be down here in 2020.
Yes.
Not the best year to come through. We had to cancel that because of a certain jazz festival.
That's right.
And now you're back here. So has it always been on the bucket list to come to Cape Town and Johannesburg, South Africa in general?
Absolutely. South Africa in general, Africa in general, you know. I'm just so excited. That's been the plan. I was actually supposed to perform on my birthday. I was going to celebrate my birthday here. In 2020, and a little pandemic came through.
Yes.
and changed the game. But you know, we didn't stop trying. We didn't stop trying, and we're finally here, man. We won't stop coming back now.
Oh, thank you so much.
Y'all are stuck with us for sure.
PJ, we're turning you into a South African, which is great. Just a quick round the room for your band, because I love celebrating a band, and I want to know the name. So you
my guys.
This.
That's Ed Clark right there. We've been in a band since I was 12 years old. He was 14. That's
Love
my guy.
it.
Yeah, Brian Cockrum on bass right there. Shemaiah Porkchop Turner on guitar.
Oh!
Yeah, that's right. Jarrell Bankston right here in New Orleans. We grew up together too.
You guys have a thing going on here.
What we have?
Yeah, you got a bit of a twin vibe.
Oh, well.
Just saying.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know who's copying who.
We know who's copying. No, Tiandria Norris right here, who's gonna be singing with me. She's gonna be doing some duets with me today. So amazing vocalists, both of them.
We can't wait. I know first gig, Old Biscuit Mill, Cape Town, South Africa. Make sure you get your tickets as soon as possible. But PJ, on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are a morning show. And the best thing that we can say to each other in the morning is good morning.
Yes.
You have an entire song.
I do.
That showcases that.
I do.
So I can't even say good morning. I want you to sing it.
I'm gonna sing it.
PJ Morton.
I got you.
He's here for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is the best greeting I could say in the AM. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. Yeah. All right. How did I end up so lucky? amazes me that I still make you happy. But I won't try to figure it out, yeah. I'll just enjoy it as I sit here on this cloud. Good morning, good morning. Sometimes I can't wait to fall asleep so I can wake up to you again. Good morning, good morning. It's hard for me to believe it's real, so I must be dreaming.
I thought when my days of love were done, thought that time had passed on me building something that lasts. You showed me a different side of the coin. Now we're going strong, and our love just keeps on growing. Good morning,
Good morning. Sometimes I can't wait to fall asleep so I can wake up to you again. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's hard for me to believe it's real, so I must be dreaming. If this is a dream and it's not true, don't wake me up. I just need a little more time with you.
It's not a dream, so open your eyes, and I promise you from now on there'll be no more goodbye.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. Sometimes I can't wait to fall asleep so I can wake up to you again. Good morning. Good morning. It's hard for me to believe it's real, so I must be dreaming. Good morning.
Thank you. PJ Morton just did that for you and your Feel Good Breakfast Show. That was PJ Morton and this entire band. And make sure you go see all of these shows coming up in Cape Town and Johannesburg. And if you want to see more, you've chosen well. This is Expresso on S3.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And to test the season, things are definitely heating up. And it's time to heat up with some of the essentials. And that will leave you feeling cool and stylish. So we got creative director and stylist Taryn Oppel in the building. She's here to help us do exactly that with Woolworth's joyful nature edit that is made up with lightweight summer neutrals, statement blouses, floral prints, and all-day comfort shirts. Taryn, how are you doing this morning?
Good, how are you?
So good to always see you. It means we've got something to look forward to when it comes to wardrobe updates. And I'm loving what I'm seeing already. Let's talk about...
Things are heating up.
Oh, yes, it is indeed.
Summer is coming.
Tis the season. So what do you got for us when it comes to the new nature edits?
So the Joyful Nature Edit is essentially like a mini collection for both women and men,
Nice.
made for gorgeous days outdoors. For the women, the pieces feature floral prints, feminine frills, intricate embroidery, all on easy-to-wear silhouettes and blank canvas white.
Ooh,
and then
nice.
for gents, it's all about that casual, cool shirt and lightweight chino shorts.
I absolutely love that, and I'm just eyeing a few things that I'm going to
eyeing-
definitely add in the wardrobe. Add to cart, add to cart.
So you're already wearing?
Yeah, and it feels so good. This is something that's important to me because as things warm up, you don't want to be weighed down. You want to feel like you're in the season.
Exactly.
Light, airy.
You want something lightweight, breathable.
Yeah, exactly that. So what are some of the key elements within the detail? What can you take me through especially here? Yeah.
Rail time.
Yes, bring it on.
Okay, so as I mentioned, the floral print for women. I mean, yeah, you can see it on the slit and flare
spring
dress.
has sprung. I love it.
It's all in the details, the stitching, this back sort of tie detail, very pretty,
And again,
very beautiful.
I've got to say, the feel, it's so light, it's
So light and
good.
airy, right?
Yes, I'm loving that. We talk about breathability, that's what's up.
Exactly, and here you can see the same print on two variations of a top. I spoke about those flirty frills.
Yeah.
And then there's also some rouging detail on this one.
I like the fact that the frills are there. I like the fact that you've got this sort of flowy element.
movement.
Yeah, it adds that pizzazz to the look.
And then I think the coolest way to sort of pair this print is with your basic white.
course, yeah.
It just allows the print to stand out and make a statement.
And I mean, a different type of shoe could elevate the look, could bring it to a casual sense. You could take
Wear
it
a
anywhere.
sneaker, wear a heel, switch it up.
It just works.
And then, of course, the blank canvas white that I spoke about and the embroidery. It's all in these frills, embroidery anglaise. It's really pretty. That's the blouse. You can see some more detail here on this dress, on the sleeve. The puff sleeve is quite big as well for the season. It's just all about flamboyance, but, you know, in a little subtle, pretty way. And then when it comes to the gents, like I mentioned, you're already wearing one of the pops of pastel. I really like it, but there's also these earthy tones as well. One of my favorites is the shacket, which is a shirt meets a jacket.
It's so perfect for so many occasions. You don't understand how many times I've used this for like events, going from one place to the other. It just really works.
When the weather sort of cools down, just throw it on, unbuttoned. I mean, we've got the sort of rusty, earthy tone
And I love the earthy tones here because what it means is that you can buy a few essentials and easily mix it up, right?
Absolutely.
And create so many looks out of like one or two garment pieces.
So these shirts really work well with these sort of lightweight chino shorts. Wearing it as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
wearing it.
You've got it.
Rocking
You've
it,
got
and it's so easy.
You've
Like,
got
I just
it.
put it on, and the outfit kind of works with you. It
And
works
the colours
with me.
complement each other as well. Which
100%. So you can't go wrong, especially if you're struggling to figure out what color matches with what. You don't have to worry.
Don't have to
Just
worry.
go with the entire range. They all work together. So listen, I know we got on the rail, but I know there's a better way to see this, and that's
on body.
Yeah, on body,
On
and
body.
seeing how we can mix and match it up. So let's see what models we have in here to showcase these beautiful pieces.
Hello,
First
come
up, oh, this is a look if ever there was one. I'm thinking
How
like
beautiful is this dress?
gardens. I'm thinking kitchen teas. I'm thinking markets, events, occasions.
Long,
the list goes on.
leathery brunches as well, I think. So I love this because in the floral print, there's also this pop of magenta, and this is at the forefront in this embroidery all along the sleeve.
Whoa.
I mean, the details are really intricate and exquisite. And again, lightweight fabric. It's like almost like a linen blend. So it's beautiful for those summer days. And then paired with your espadrille. I love it. You could also pair it with a flat sandal. So yeah, she's rocking it.
Absolutely
beautiful,
rocking
beautiful.
it. She's glowing like no other. And you can too, Mzansi, just get your wardrobe sorted out right now. We've got another look up here, and oh, this is something I'm feeling right now.
Men can do floral too, right?
Yes, please.
This is, of course, more of a painterly petal print, which I really love, and it picks up on all the colors from the range, if you haven't noticed.
It does, yes.
Instead of a shorts, he's wearing his with his long chino, which is also really great, and a simple white sneaker, and he's ready to go. I think he looks cool.
Oh, the shirt's definitely a winner, yeah. I see how it ties in all the colors. You can literally wear anything with this. Pop the shacket on and you've got an evening occasion right there.
Oh,
I mean, the man is ready for this season. Thank you so much for coming through, bruv. Looking like I'm hopefully going to look when I get that in my wardrobe. It looks stunning. This is Darren coming through with the goods. This is everything we wanted for the season, and the timing is absolutely perfect. So thank you very much. And of course, for you, Mzansi, what is summer without a pop of color or print? It's time for you to elevate your wardrobe with Woolies Joyful Nature Edit, featuring the ultimate summer essentials. And of course, it's available in-store, online, and on the app. What are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, add to cart, and enjoy the season.
Ladies, I'm the boss. My time to shine, no time to get lost. Show them how I, show them how I.
All right, we've got our outfit sorted out. Let's get our liquor braai sorted out. We've got Chef Clem here who's ready to rumble. And I mean, this is important for me. I have to say it in this way. I apologize, Chef Clem. Did someone say espetadas? Now, Chef Clem is here to show us how to braai during the week with a quick and easy recipe using Woolies as iconic chicken espetadas as a main event here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Hola.
Hola.
Okay, so I feel...
I nearly blurred like Spanish with Portuguese, and I was nearly going to upset so many people.
It's fine.
A bit of French was going to come in there. A bit of...
You can do whatever you want to. It's okay. Okay, so espetadas, let me tell you. So Woolies in my area, it's the first thing that goes on a hot Sunday afternoon. And there's a reason for it, though. Why is it that espetadas are so sought after for any braai table?
Scientifically proven, any food served on a stick...
Scientifically proven?
Yeah, any food served on a stick is already 33.33% better than the original dish. And in South Africa, we know that's a pass mark.
Yeah.
And then another thing that's pretty amazing is that it's being butter brined. And this is the secret that only Woolies does, right?
Yes.
They've got the butter infusion in the brine. So it's not just brining, which what that does is adds juiciness and flavor. Even when you slightly overcook it, if you overcook it, it still retains all that moisture. But Woolies is, you know what's going to make that better? Have some butter in it.
Yes.
And it just adds so much richness to it. Another thing that's very important, there's no routine antibiotics given. There's no growth stimulants given to the chicken. It's chicken. It's chicken. And then the fact that it's been marinated...
It's actually like me. That's why I like it
Talk
so much.
to me.
No growth stimulants. None of them. Anyway...
And you're free range. I'm saving it.
I am
you're free range.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Carl, what I ask you to do is if you can actually open up the pack for me.
No
Another
problem.
thing is
Okay,
that
I got you.
Vacuum packed with all the spices, all the flavors that are in there. So it's been like locked in. And I feel like South Africans just gravitate towards this. I mean, I don't know which year it came out, but in that year, I know for a fact it became an instant hit. And it's been around ever since.
It has been around.
We love it.
We use it often, which is great. And I think it's something that's so versatile, it's beautiful, and the great thing is you can just pop this out of here and go straight into the braai.
True
you can
story.
actually hold this near the braai.
True story.
And then you just go for it.
You want to hear the wildest story ever?
Give me wildness, please.
Someone told me in the DMs that they
Yes.
once cooked this whole thing in the bag on the braai. Don't try that, South Africa.
No, why would you? No,
don't try that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay, cool. Here we go. So you're gonna get your espetadas.
Okay, by the way, your DMs are wild. If someone told you they did that, that's crazy. Right.
It goes down in the DMs.
I can only
It's all foodie related, but it's
all foodie related. That's a good save. Well
it's the
done.
truth.
Your DMs are all foodie related.
It is. Okay, but that's the reason we actually started Calorie Hotline, because there were just so many questions in the DMs. We decided, you know what, let's just give them a whole show dedicated to it. Cool, so espetadas are on, one thing you do want to know, right? Chicken and chicken thighs, you don't want to hit them with that very hard, aggressive heat.
No.
Medium heat. So here's how I do it. So you want to kind of eyeball what 30 centimeters is.
Yes.
Okay? And you hold your hand there. So like, I'm saying that's 30. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there we go. That's chicken temperature. Now, if you did the same thing, 30 centimeters, and you can only hold it there for 3 seconds, that's good steak temperature. You want 4 to 5, that's your medium heat, okay? And then if you can hold it there for like pretty much like, say like 10 seconds before it gets like too much, that's good for like things that really have to go low and slow, okay? That's the hand. 30 centimeters, keep it 30 centimeters, not any closer. Don't be burning. And then DMing me saying...
Yes. Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay, cool.
How brand you are.
Exactly.
Like my meat.
Like, don't burn your meat. Okay, espetadas on the braai. So
what are we doing next?
Woolies have got that catered for you. That's the convenience, right?
Yes.
You don't stress about that. So here's something you're gonna make that's adding a touch of caul, but it's also easy to make. So you've got some self-raising flour, winner. We're gonna do the 2-ingredient dough. Self-raising flour and yogurt.
I love this one.
But There's ways to add instant flavor. Garlic flakes, okay? That goes in there. And then you just do this. You don't measure. You just look around.
No, but you add a braai. You don't measure at a braai? Who does that?
No. You don't. You don't measure at a braai.
No.
Black onion seeds. These are great. A little bit of onion flavor, but also texture. And then
the black onion seeds.
Black onion seeds. Yeah, they do taste like onionies. Check that rain. If you're gonna go on a date after this, just check your teeth.
Oh.
How's that subtle, like, oniony flavor?
You know what I'm getting, eh?
Tommy.
It's actually a perfume. It's like it's a perfume of savory, which is so beautiful. It's a savory perfume.
That's so poetic.
It is.
That's so poetic. Okay, cool. I love that, Carl. Then I added some salt to that. I'm gonna ask you if you can add the yogurt to that. Then what I've got is Nicole's looking at me because that was a yogurt for something else. So you're gonna use it and give me the bowl back. There we go. Okay. She gave me a nod, so I did the right thing there.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah, he says yes.
I wish they knew how often we look at Nicole for guidance
All
while
the
we are
time.
live. Like, as often as we can.
All the time. She's
Yeah.
like my support blanket when I do these segments.
Yes.
Because, like, it's just a comfort.
Exactly.
Okay.
People should be in Nicole's DMs, not yours.
Guys,
Understand what I'm
if you
saying?
want to look for Nicole on Instagram, let me give you a cell phone number first. Nicole's cell phone number is 076-20... Okay, cool. So, we're going to add some more yogurt to the bowl.
Yes.
And then to that, we're gonna do like a purple yogurt dressing. The purple comes from this beautiful beetroot. So you got tangy, you got creamy. You can hit it with earthy and sweet, and then you're gonna swirl it through because you want to get those beautiful like.
Oh, we know how to swirl, eh?
How do you swirl, Carl? Tell the people.
Right, you get a stocking, eh? And then you cut the stocking.
Must it be a new stocking or can it be used?
No, it must be an old stocking.
Old stocking?
Right, don't do a new stocking.
Color's fine. Doesn't matter what color.
Doesn't matter color. I like the opaque one. You gooi it, and you let it sit on your duff. And then you leave it overnight, and it makes your hair nice and smooth.
Like Wella.
That's correct.
There we go. Okay, so exactly that technique.
Yes, but
you're going to take it and you're going to swirl the beetroot through the yogurt. And you don't want to swirl. You don't want to mix. You don't want to mix. You don't want to have a matte purple. You want to swirl it so you get those like purple marbled effect. Okay. So what Carl's going to do now is he's going to let that rest for like 5 minutes. He's going to shape it into a beautiful.
Yep.
You know what? Don't make a circle. Don't make it.
Don't make the circle bigger.
You can always make the circle bigger, but when you roll your bread out, don't make it a perfect circle. It's not a pizza. You want to have some like rustic edge to it, okay? So make sure it's like a little oblong in one section.
How are we doing there?
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's
wait.
No.
You go. No. I need to show you something.
Okay.
I want to show you.
We burnt the meat.
What do you mean?
We burnt the meat.
Oh, my word.
But you know what excellent Brian Master will tell you? That's not burn, that's the marinade. That's the marinade. Yeah. Okay, put it back. That one's not done yet. So, beautiful flatbread.
Okay.
And perfectly cooked potatoes on the braai. Yes. Carl's delicious flatbread. And you can make these as big as... Carl, don't make it worse. Don't make it worse, Carl.
Sorry. I'm coughing because it's burning so much, man. That's right. Oh, my word. Look at this.
Stop! Hey!
Okay, that's fine.
We're back.
I'm happy with that. That's okay. That's okay. I'll accept that.
There we go. So you got your beautiful flatbread. You're gonna hit it with this purple, what do I call this? Yogurt dressing.
Yes.
Beetroot yogurt dressing. Then you're gonna get the potatoes in there. And I mean, these are quite generous. You don't have to give a whole one. You don't have to give a whole one to one person. But you can. There we go. We were gonna go with this.
Just fold and hop.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit it with some cucumber. Go. Mint, coriander, bring it.
Okay, I'm going to do coriander. We're going to do a little, just break it up a little bit. Coriander's important.
There we go. And we got this like negative space plating happening. It's chefy. Click a call, go, yes, mint to make it fresh. Loving mint, not only for your desserts. Hit it in your spicy food with curries. Anything's got a bit of flavor. Mint goes in there. Hit it with that chefy bra. Ta-ta. Ha.
And that is how you braai. If you would like these recipes, please go to woolworths.co.za to find all Clem's amazing recipes like this beautiful espetada that we made and did not burn.
We didn't burn it.
Not this one, though.
We didn't burn it.
It's like that. It's all the iconic ones. Remember, Woolies have the chicken espetadas. It's perfect, available in-store, online, and on the app. Go grab yours today.
Oh, yes, and Zazi, welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show, diving into all the good stuff right now and diving into a conversation with the superstar. Yes, man, Mr. Morton in the building. The man's finally on South African soil. He's finally back in Africa, and we're celebrating that right now, bruv.
Yes.
How's it feel being out on a live TV show in Africa?
Man, it's amazing. It's early, but it's good, man.
Different time to be operating, but what's the feeling being like? Obviously, you got your crew out here. You're experiencing a lot of things for the first time, and not too much time being spent in Cape Town and Joburg, but a lot's going on, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, between the course of the month, I'm gonna be all over Africa, mainly in South Africa. We're spending the most time here, but doing Nigeria and Ghana and Egypt as well. And I mean, we're making a record. I put some pressure on myself to make an album in Africa in a month.
Oh, wow.
Right here. We've already started. We started in the studio here in Cape Town yesterday. And magic is already kind of happening, man. I'm being open. I didn't write any songs before I got here. I really wanted to just experience and feel and create, you know, so we're starting.
Yeah. And now, look, you had this conversation just off air now where we're talking about music being bigger than just music. It's bringing cultures together.
Yeah.
And right now, you're having this opportunity to find the essence of your culture, bring it out to South Africa.
Yeah.
Is it resonating? Are you resonating together? How are you finding that mix-up right now?
No, I'm feeling it, man. I mean, I'm from New Orleans, you know, which is a unique city in that, you know, Africans went that way to New Orleans and created music, and Congo Square where they could make music. And, you know, I believe that jazz music was a combination and a merge of what existed already with what Africans brought. And so it feels kind of like I'm coming back home.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, welcome home, man.
Really connecting to myself. And the people, it feels like home. I'll be honest, man. Cape Town, I'm loving it, man. It's beautiful.
And we're welcoming you into our Mikasa Sukasa, definitely. And you fit in, you resonate. One more thing, we're talking about this incredible event that's happening. You're going to be judging the top 4 and the finals of this. So that's a stamp of approval from Africa saying, we've got the best here to judge the best. What's that? That's pretty much an honor, right?
Oh, man, yeah, it's very much an honor to come here and be able to talk to new artists and you know, impart into new artists and give some guidance. And to see this talent. I mean, I love seeing talent. There's so much here.
Yeah.
And that's going to be some of the best of the best. The top 5, I think we're going to the top 4. And then the finale, man. So I'll be here. I'll be around. And it's such a huge honor. We're also performing on Idol. So I'm here. I'm settling in.
Oh, it's going to be good, and it's everything to celebrate, of course. He's not going anywhere. We've got more performances from this man and the rest of his team in just a bit. So Mzansi, get excited, get hyped. A lot going on. African soil has never felt greater, and it's never been more excited to bring this man inside and do some magic. All that and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show just after this.
Winter's behind us and it's time to get busy living, or it would be if not for that unwelcome guest, Allergies. So show them the door with Levojex and Expresso's 5,000 Reasons to Love Spring competition.
This month, you stand to win cash prizes of 5,000 Rand each when you answer the weekly questions on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages and include that hashtag Levojex in your answer. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, South Africa. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. My name is Grant, and we are entering the last hour of the show because some exciting stuff. PJ Morton is still in the building, and so we can hear some amazing music, and then we're going to check out more about Wife Swap, S3's brand new show. But before we do, Carl's got you with the news.
I do indeed. Let's take a look. And starting nationally, the SA Police Service says the increase in attacks on police stations makes it essential to tighten security measures at all stations. This information is contained in the Police Service's annual report for 2022-2023 financial year. The police have identified 90 police stations, including 30 in areas where there's a high incidence of contact crime. The report also indicates that detention cells not in use due to their dilapidated condition pose a safety risk to police and public. Detention facilities at 45 police stations have to be upgraded. Now, several organizations have commented on the fuel prices, which rose sharply again last night for the 5th time this year. COSATU says the increase has further consequences for the weak economy and the struggling working class. COSATU expects the government to intervene on behalf of workers and poor households. Santaco said most taxi associations were considering raising their fares. As of now, petrol costs between R1.08 and R1.14 per litre more. The price of diesel is between R1.93 and R1.96 higher. On to international news, Senegalese riding duo, that's Bokoma Diene and Wapa Diallo, have bagged this year's prestigious Cane Prize for African writing, making it the first time a couple has won the award. The award for a short story by an African writer published in English had a record-breaking 297 entries from 28 different countries. Their story, A Soul of Small Places, was inspired by Diallo's experience of gender-based violence in Senegal. Her story weaves through themes of violence, revenge, love and loss, and Diene and Diallo receive a cash gift of $12,000. Now, the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, and leaders from across Europe have expressed their condolences after 21 people were killed in a bus accident outside of Venice. The bus was taking foreign tourists from Venice to a campsite in the Marghera district. It tumbled off an overpass and caught fire. The victims include citizens of Ukraine and Germany, and the Italian bus driver as well. A baby and a 12-year-old also succumbed. Among the 15 injured are citizens of Germany, France, Croatia, Spain, and Austria. The cause of the accident is being investigated. Now, although sleep influences all areas of medicine as well as our daily lives, it remains under-researched in South Africa. The Restonic Essentia Sleep Clinic, recently launched in Johannesburg, the first facility of its kind in SA, now strives to rectify this. It aimed at enabling well-being and success through the power of sleep with the research capabilities of Essentia. The center's director and principal scientist, that is Dr. Nomathemba Chandiwana, says they believe they now have an opportunity to explore how sleep potentially affects other major healthcare concerns in SA, such as HIV, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Improved data relating to the SA population can in turn help to ultimately improve public health outcomes and even positively benefit the economy as well. That's right, sleep is still vitally important. That's it for your news and Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. Let's take a look at the sport. Here's Raul.
Thank you so much, Carlitos. Yes, it's time into sport once again. And in a surprising announcement yesterday, FIFA revealed that Morocco, Spain, and Portugal have secured the hosting rights for the 2030 Football World Cup. Now, celebrating the tournament's centenary, Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay will host the opening matches. Now, the joint bid by Morocco, Portugal, and Spain stood as the sole candidate for hosting the event. Now, this historic decision by FIFA means the World Cup will span 3 continents and 6 nations, potentially leading to group stages being held in different seasons, depending on the hemisphere. Well, carrying on with football news right now, and Newcastle's triumphant return to the Champions League at St. James Park saw them humiliate PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, with a resounding 4-1 victory last night. Now, Miguel Almiron, Dan Burn, Sean Longstaff, and Fabian Schär found the net, creating an unforgettable night for the Magpies in their first home game in Europe's premier competition in 2 decades. Now, under Eddie Howe's leadership, Newcastle now leads what's considered the most challenging Champions League group this season, And with 4 points from their initial 2 matches, they outperformed PSG by 1 point, while Borussia Dortmund and AC Milan shared a goalless draw in Germany to secure their first point. Well, from footballing action, let's head over to cricket news. And Western Province secured a commanding 141-run victory with the help of the Duckford-Lewis system method against the Tuskers in their CSA One-Day Cup clash at Newlands in Cape Town last night. Now, opener Tony de Sozi's remarkable century powered the host to a formidable 381 all-out in the initial innings. And meanwhile, Abdullah Bayumi, 3 for 36, and Nandre Berger, 3 for 42, played pivotal roles as the Tuskers managed only 241 all-out in response. Now, George Linde made significant contributions, scoring a half-century and taking 2 for 37 with the ball. Now, with this win, Western Province now leads the standings with 16 points from 4 matches. Well, from the cricket pitch, let's head over to the tennis court, and Yannick Sinner claimed the China Open title by defeating Daniel Medvedev in a tightly contested men's final. Now, the Italian secured victory with a 7-6, 7-6 scoreline, marking the tournament's return after Beijing lifted the pandemic-related restrictions. Now, both players held serves throughout, with Sinner narrowly missing a break chance in the first set. And in the tiebreak, he dominated, taking a 5-0 lead and sealing the win. Now, the second set followed a similar pattern, with Sinner's composure shining through, eventually winning in front of an enthusiastic crowd. Well, that's all the action I have for you when it comes to sport. We'll do it all again tomorrow. For now, though, a lot of you heading on the roads. Let's find out what's happening in the traffic.
Let's do that, Raul. Traffic updates for you if you're heading to work. Johannesburg, let's start there. There's been a multi-vehicle accident on the R24 eastbound at Electron Interchange. The right shoulder is closed. Back of the queue is at Galdanes Interchange at the moment, so you may want to add some more travel time. Let's go to Durban. There's a building fire at the corner of Monty Nyker Road and Dr. A.B. Kluma Street. Durban Central, the fire brigade is on the scene. Please avoid the area and, of course, use an alternative route just to remain safe. And then Cape Town, there's been an accident on the N1 outbound for you. That's before Durban Road. The left shoulder is obstructed. That's it for your traffic. Let's take a look at your weather. And as you know, with the huge fire damage that several provinces in the country have experienced in recent weeks, it's important to note that the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for extremely high fire danger conditions over the Northern Cape interior, the western parts of the Free State, as well as the northwest and the southwestern bushveld in Limpopo, and in places over the KwaZulu-Natal interior. The Weather Service also warned that heat wave conditions resulting in persistent high temperatures are expected over the eastern parts of the northwest, the Free State and Gauteng, as well as the OR Tambo and Alfred and Zord district municipalities of the Eastern Cape until at least tomorrow. In such conditions, it's important to avoid prolonged exposure to the midday sun and to remain hydrated. And on that note, if you want to check out those temperatures, let's take a look now. As you can see, quite hot in the north and quite chilled in the south. Either way, in the north, please stay hydrated and out of the sun for prolonged periods of time. Let's take a look at your sunrise views, starting off with Nancy from Pennington. Hello, Nancy. Capturing this beautiful image of the waves crashing on the rock. Outstanding image. That should be sold to a stock image site immediately, Nancy. Let's make some money. Now, let's move on to the next one. Poppy Swart. Hello there. From KZN, sending us this one, another one of those pictures where it looks like someone's about to recite a poem. It's really beautiful. Thank you for sending that through. I like it. and I hope you do too. Then, Margaret in Kenville sharing this view of the sky filled with pillowy clouds and those beautiful palm trees. Once again, it looks like the print of a T-shirt that should be printed immediately. And then Dudley in from Milnerton with a stunning image overlooking the lake, the water gently rippling across the clear morning sky with some of those light inflections as well. I mean, there's positivity in every picture, and I want to see more positivity on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Send your picture in. I don't want you to have FOMO. It's open to you as well. 063-408-8863 to showcase your sunrise view right here on your favorite show as we give you some more action coming up right here in S3.
Pepper baby, thank you, Carly.
Yeah, kind of am. I'm just giving the whole plate of food to Ryle.
It's the only time I've been like happier that you are vegan. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but right now, man, thank you, Carlitos. Thank you, Chef Clem. I'm just trying to prepare a TV bite because my bites are never TV ready, but cucumber, I see beetroot.
You've got to get some green in there. Get some coriander.
Yeah, get some green. I've got some schmint as well, and add it all to that. We've got a beautiful occasion, brother. Apart from this delicious meal, what else is going on the show, man?
Well, just after the break, we've got PJ Morton still in the building. He's going to be playing a brand new song, well, a song brand new to us called So Lonely. And you got to stick around for that, which is really cool. And we're also going to be chatting about Wife Swap.
Can you believe it? S3's got a new reality show called Wife Swap. It's going to be crazy. I don't think they're going to be playing as good meals as this, but oh, the drama is going to be there indeed.
Can I have some of that bread, though? Maybe some coriander.
Man. Oh, okay, I got you. Hey, let him, Zanzi.
Bespoke.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso and S3, and PJ Morton is still here, multi-Grammy Award-winning American musician, singer, songwriter, record producer, and keyboardist for Maroon 5, the entire seaweed. Also, somebody that we would call in South Africa a very lekker guy. That's another word that's coming up from South Africa,
okay.
lekker.
Okay,
It's,
lekker.
Yeah, when something tastes good or when something feels good. We just
nice.
go, ah, lekker.
Lekker, okay.
You
way.
say oh, stop it. Did you say that?
You see me? Check me out, man.
Yo, this is my bra. I love this guy. So, PJ, you said that you want to do something bold. And I heard you chatting to Ryle about creating an album.
Yes.
Here, while you're traveling the African continent. Okay,
Yeah.
so starting an album and writing from scratch, that's got to be, you got to find inspiration from everywhere, though. So, like, just a little tap into what your process is like when you're creating songs. I'd love to know a bit more about how you plan to go about this.
Yeah, I mean, I did put that pressure on myself this time because I wanted to react to whatever I was feeling, you know.
Yes.
whatever that was, you know. And so my process is usually, I mean, we started writing yesterday.
Okay.
And I had some music ideas. We started building that.
Right.
Right now, this song I started yesterday has no words, you know. I'm singing it, but no words yet. Eventually, I'll come back and add lyrics to it.
Is that
but
how
right
it
now,
goes?
it's
So
the
no
feeling.
words?
Not everybody.
So while they're
not
jamming, you're
everybody.
like,
Yeah. Well, eventually it started with me, and then I start bringing them in one at a time.
Yes.
We start building, and yeah, then lyrics. You know, the mumble kind of tells me what it's saying. I heard a story when I was younger that Paul McCartney, when he was writing yesterday, it was called Grits and Eggs. And
Grits and eggs.
Grits and eggs. Yeah. And then he turned it into yesterday eventually. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's about the feeling of the rhythm of what the melody is doing first, connects, and then you start to add words to it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know, in a month.
I love that you gave us that insight.
Yeah, man,
into
I'm
that
happy to
writing
give.
process.
I'm happy to give. To
And
it.
also that there's local sounds as well that you will be hearing here. You know, there are things that are iconic to South Africa as well. I'm sure you've heard of I'm a Piano.
Absolutely.
Huge here.
Yeah, we got a remix coming soon.
Oh, really? Are we getting scoops?
Yeah, remix coming soon, within days, actually.
So what?
Yeah.
Right, just give me a second. Exclusive. Exclusive.
There we go.
Right, so tell me, so of one of your songs, you got an I'm a Piano remix.
Yes.
Have you teamed up with a local producer?
Of course. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it with my American hands. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to tell us who that is, but that's too much.
I'm not going to tell you who that is. Yeah, but you'll know very soon. And collaborating with some local artists as well on the remix.
Really?
And yeah, but in general, I'm going to be collaborating with other producers. Co-producing, so I can get some of these sounds and collaborate them with mine. So, man, it's exciting. It's an adventure, though, because I don't know what's going to happen ultimately.
It is going to be so good. Well, I'm looking forward to more music. Your album on Africa, it's going to be fantastic. So, PJ Morton,
yes, sir.
I want you to do me something, right? I want a song, right? Okay. What song do you think captures the mood right now that you want to do now? Just
well, I am in South Africa.
Yes.
So I think we're going to give some of that vibe right now.
South African vibe?
Yeah.
Can you just play something for me?
I got you.
Is this called?
This is called So Lonely.
So Lonely?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, So Lonely is coming up for you on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's right now. PJ Morton, take it away. So Lonely.
Hey. Be my baby, yeah. Hey. Be my baby, yeah. Hey. Be my baby, oh yeah. Hey. Yeah. Can't figure out how we arrived here. I thought we'd never be apart. We used to be so picture perfect. Now all the good days seem so far. Be my baby. Rain, go away. Please come back on another day. I don't wanna stay in this way. Be my baby. Please come back to me, so at least we could see if it all was a fantasy. Are we meant to me? 'Cause I'm so lonely without you, girl. I'm so lonely without you, girl. Yeah. Just tell me what I gotta do now to get you back inside my love. Don't wanna live my life without you. You're the only one I'm thinking of. Be my baby. See, rain, go away. Please come back on another day. I don't wanna be in this way. Be my baby. Please come back right to me. So at least we can see if it all was a fantasy. Are we meant to be? I'm so lonely without you, girl. Yeah. I'm so lonely, without you, girl. Yeah. Hey, say, oh yeah. Hey. Oh yeah. Say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, say, I'm so lonely, without you, girl. I'm so lonely, without you, girl. I'm so lonely without you, girl. I'm so lonely without you, girl.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Yes! PJ Morton, and also that song sounded very South African. There's a word in my head. Yacht. There was something there. I felt it. It was beautiful. But PJ Morton, what a talent. More coming your way on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I can tell you that if you're looking for the brand new reality show called Wife Swap, that is coming up very soon. I know you're going to want to hear about that. And of course, we need to learn how to embrace change. And we're going to do that together. The only thing that you shouldn't be changing is the channel.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and let's make things feel a little bit better and a little bit more interesting right now. And I've got a question for you. What would it be like if you swapped homes and families with someone else? What would you learn about how other people live or how they raise their children? Could the experience even change your life? And what sort of changes would you introduce to a new family? Well, now you can answer that question with S3's brand new reality TV show called Wife Swap SA. Now, joining us via video call from Johannesburg, we have executive producer Ziyanda Ngaba to tell us more about the show. Ziyanda, how you doing? Good morning.
Hi, how are you guys? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's so good to be it's good to be chatting to you. We are so excited about this. I think a lot of us are anticipating the show. Talk to me about it. Tell me about the show and who should be entering the show actually as well.
Right. So Wife Swap is an international sensation that has been seen across the world and has been produced in over 25 countries. And we thought that it would be fantastic for South Africa to experience the social experiment. It is an exciting opportunity for families to exchange lives with another family for a couple of days, thereby having an opportunity to observe how other people live, how other people run their lives. I mean, remember when you were a kid, when we were all kids, we used to go visit our cousins, our other families, and you were always surprised by the way that they do things. Like what time they go to bed, how they do their dishes, who does the chores, how the kids are disciplined. And given that now we're looking at families, it also involves how it is that the parents parent their children. And, you know, we know that South Africa is a very diverse country, which is why we thought it would be very exciting for SABC3 viewers to watch and see how it is that different families across South Africa run their household.
Oh, now this sounds interesting to me because we maybe are aware of versions of this in other areas, but when you take South Africa into account, we are a nation that has so many different cultures, so many different ways of bringing up our kids, our family. So this is going to be a very interesting perspective into how we are all living different lives. So as a contestant, if you are chosen for the show, what can they sort of expect? I mean, yes, you mentioned broadly like this type of things that they'd be doing, but more practically speaking, what would they actually be going through?
Right. So the way that the format works is that the entries need to come from a family. Whoever is in a family structure and believes that they are a family, doesn't matter color, creed, race, gender, needs to enter by going to www.wifeswap.co.za and enter. You have to have the consent of both your husband and your wife that this is something that's going to happen, because what will happen is that the wife, and we put it in inverted commas because, you know, it's up to the family to decide who they believe the wife is, will go to another house and they will exchange wives and spend time living for the first couple of days under the rules of the wife of the house. And they leave a Bible of sorts to explain how it is that they like things run in the house. What time their kids wake up, what time they go to bed, who eats what, their diet, what kind of budget they spend on a weekly basis. And as that new wife that's going into that family, you have to live by their rules. Now, while you're going through the experience, you're obviously going to learn that, oh my God, I'm not sure about the way that these guys don't exercise, for example, in the morning, because in my family, we exercise as a family in the morning before we all go to school and we go to work.
Yeah.
And you will have a chance that halfway through the experience, you can change the rules according to how it is that you run your family. So for the second half of the visit to the other house, everybody has to do things by your rules. So, you know, using the example of exercising, if that family is not an exercising family, you got to get them up and you say, guys, you know, it's important that you take care of your health. This is how we do things in our house. And the idea with that is that, you know, you help another family figure out ways to possibly improve the way that they run their households and they parent their kids and they relate to each other.
This sounds so wild to me. I can only just imagine the amount of conversations, the amount of contrast, and also the amount of learning and growth that can come from this. And I think we can get this cool opportunity to almost vicariously live through these situations. And I think for us as viewers, possibly learn too. So maybe the best question I have right now is with regards to contestants, and I'm sure certain people out there and families are listening now that possibly want to get involved in this. What advice would you have to contestants? And is there still an opportunity to get involved in the show?
Absolutely. There's still opportunity to get involved in the show. The entries are open. So you can go to www.wifeswap.co.za. And my advice would be talk to your family. So if one member of the family sees this as an exciting, you know, exploration and experience for the family, if you're the kid at home watching, talk to your parents and say, there's this show that I think we would really, really benefit from in terms of improving how it is that our household is run. And also to serve curiosity. You know, you might be that wife who's thinking that, you know, the way that my husband believes things should be done is not, you know, ideal. And I wonder if I went to another house, if I would experience that those things actually do work. And they might learn something about whether, you know, they'll come back appreciating their families even more is what is ideal. Because you want to go and learn and come back and you say, listen, guys, we're actually okay. We're doing pretty fine compared to other families out there.
I got you, Ziyanda. Well, thank you so much for giving us even more reason to get involved and anticipate the show. I think it's a great opportunity for everyone in South Africa to, like I said, get insight into how other people, how the families work, and definitely there's going to be learning coming from this. So collectively, I think we're all here for this one. And of course, Mzansi, it is your opportunity to possibly get involved too. So if you want, you can enter and head over to www.wifeswap.co.za. Fill in the entry form and hopefully we will see you on the Wife Swap SA right here on S3. Thank you so much, Ziyanda.
Speaking of Wife Swap, you know, just adapting to change in relationships and in the workplace, it's inevitable. It's something that we have to do. And we've got Lucia Dramat, motivational coach and speaker. You're going to help us navigate this and come to terms with how to do this in our lives.
Absolutely. At least I'm going to try.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to throw you curveballs now. You're the only one alone on the big couch, so we have to
Yes,
do that.
it's a very big space to fill.
Let's go relationships first. Okay. Now, relationships, it's a partnership.
Yes.
Should be fluid, should be amazing, should be walks on the beach, roses, flowers. But then there's difficulty in when your partner starts changing or you start changing or there's a change in the context, change in things like kids are coming through, change of house, a lot of changes. So why is there's so much difficulty around changing, especially in a relationship?
I think we have to separate change, and then we also have to separate growth.
Ha!
Because some things are growth, it is not change. And you've been growing since the moment you were born. You learn to sit. Hopefully. You learn to sit, you learn to crawl, walk, do all those things, read, write, subjects. You've been growing all the time.
Yes.
Growth is the most natural thing. Stagnation is not. So although our comfort zone feels good, it is normal for us to grow.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good to grow. So you should really separate what is growth and what is change. And change needs motivation, needs a reason.
Yes.
There's a reason you are changing. And I think if the reason is clear, change becomes much more easy.
Wow, like you literally just blew my mind, you know, like recently having a child and like life is evolving.
Yes.
And understanding what that evolution comes from and why circumstances evolve and adapting to the circumstance instead of grieving. I think a lot of people have kids, they grieve their past. Anyway, it's really interesting. It's really exciting. So trying to understand your partner's perspective in things is really important. Could we be lacking, like in that regard? And are we too stuck in our ways to actually understand what our partner is contributing or thinking or needs?
I think if you have open channels of communication and you really share, this is what I contribute, this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm feeling right now, then the other person gets a little bit of insight into what's going on in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously come from different backgrounds, sometimes different races, different cultures, and we process things differently. Our minds are our operating systems. The same as devices have operating systems, our mind has an operating system, and it's been processed or programmed to process things in a specific way. So by you looking at me like this, I'm like, oh, is he upset with me? What's going on? And you thinking, no, I'm just thinking. You know, so how you process that look and how I process that look might be different. So we need to understand, hey, how do you feel about this action? How do you feel about taking risks? How do you feel about stepping out? How do you feel about stability? I think if we start to understand each other better, it becomes much more easy to work together. And then when change comes, you can go for it because now you know why we need to do this.
Yeah, and understanding how your partner interprets things is super important because communication is not just the words we say. And even then, we might be being manipulative or, it's such an interesting thing to really understand your partners, to understand all of that. It's like understand how they interpret what we're saying, what they understand from what we're giving them, our body language, what they need physically. It's really important.
So let's go scenario time because things do change. And adaptability is what we're focusing on over here. But now, the adaptability is going to be different for everybody in the relationship. So you, as two individuals, are adapting to, let's just say, economic changes in South Africa. And one of the partners have to work a little bit more often than the other one. But there used to be this beautiful balance. But now, the other partner on the back end of you working so often now has to adapt themselves. But you are adapting to the economic context because you're working more often. Now there is two parallels of adaptation. How do we find a bridge to make sure the relationship is still on the same page?
What is normal is growth, like I mentioned earlier. And that, like you mentioned, has a purpose.
Yeah.
Someone has to work more because we have more to cover, we've got more to take care of.
Yes.
And so I think where people come together and say the common goal is we need to handle what we're handling.
Yes.
So that, I think, makes change easier. The problem with change for a lot of people is they focus on change or the pain of change. They think, oh, it's going to be so painful. It's going to be so terrible. It's going to take so long. When are we ever going to get there? They do all of that, and that's what they think about when they think about change, as opposed to thinking about the results of the change, which is, okay, it's going to provide us more flexibility in the future. It's going to allow us to keep our vehicles and our home and the things that we enjoy having right now. So, yes, we might have a little less time, but we're going to have more of everything else that we enjoy.
Yes.
So I think that is important to really focus on what are the results of the change? Why are we doing this? What is the goals? And that would make the transition easier. And that makes it easier to be adaptable because you know why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. What about in the context, and especially in South Africa, of couples that are in multicultural relationships?
I think if you go into any relationship, you have to be open to compromise. You have to be open to learn. You have to be open to seeing the other person's perspective. It doesn't even matter if it's different cultures, even if you're the same race, the same culture.
Yeah.
We grew up differently.
Yeah.
We do different things. Some people are readers, some people watch series, some people are gamers. We have to learn about each other. What do we enjoy? How do we do life? What do we think about finances? How do we deal with kids? All those things are conversations that need to be had. And also, we need to look at the motivation behind it. How did my family do it, and what would I like to take into the way I do it with my children? How does my spouse's family do it, and what would he like to take forward? And as we connect on that, we can build a future that works for both of us.
Yo, thank you so much.
Brilliant, Lucia. No, that's fantastic. We've covered relationships. Of course, the workplace is another big relationship area that we need to cover, and we will do that with Lucia in the next couple of minutes. So stick with us. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yeah, definitely stick with us because Lucia's coming through with some more words of wisdom to serve you. And then we've got something delicious going on in the kitchen. We've got Davide and Matilda. Guys, what are we making in the kitchen?
S'mores!
Yes, it's s'mores time. Every reason to get excited. So don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll see you just after this. I can't wait, guys. Yeah.
To the brave hearts who persevere against all odds, we salute you. Along with Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave, we're inspiring hope across South Africa this Hopetober. Stand a chance to win 1,500 Rand cash every weekday by answering the weekly Hopetober competition question on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram pages throughout the month of October using hashtag Hopetober and hashtag sponsors of Brave. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso, and we are chatting about adaptability. In case you missed it, we chat about relationships in general with motivational speaker and coach Lucia Dramat. And this is about the inevitability of change. It happens in all contexts, but we're going to change context now to the workplace, some place that we spend, in fact, the majority of our hours of the day in. And it's important to actually navigate that process too. So let's do a case study just to start you off, right? The CEO who cut his pay so struggling workers earn more than $70,000 per year. So in 2012, Dan Price, CEO of Gravity Payments, he decided to make a bold move to better understand the challenges faced by his employees. He slashed his own salary and began earning the company's minimum wage to experience life on the front lines. This experience of stepping into employees' shoes not only increases empathy, but also improves the company's culture and employee morale. What a bold move with regard to that. Absolutely. And I mean, imagine more companies did that in South Africa. What do you think our workforce would be like now?
I think people will see that leadership really tries to understand where they're coming from. And that's the thing with empathy. It's finding something in yourself that connects with something someone else is going through. So it's not looking down at them and saying, oh, that's not good, I hope you're okay, you know, but it's rather saying, hey, there's a moment that I felt like that as well, and I can connect with you. I can connect with how you're feeling. And I think that's exactly what he did. And I think that makes people respect him. Think, wow, I can talk to this person because he's willing to do the crazy stuff to see how we feel. And I think that would make a big difference in South Africa.
Yeah, and also as an individual, like if you're an employee, you're not just the face at the office, right? You're a holistic human being, and your financial situation impacts who you are and your personality and how stressed or not stressed you are at work. And I think putting himself in those shoes gives himself, oh, I understand why my employees are acting this way, or you know, what they actually need, which is really cool.
So adaptability in the case of a organization, what you find is that the management, the organizational diagram has this cascade of pressures that ultimately end on the bottom. So for instance, the board is telling your boss to get productivity up. Your boss is saying to more people, you need to work harder. The people who are saying, I need to work harder, are also struggling with the petrol increases, so they get to work a little earlier so they can work harder. But they're earning less because their taxi fare just went up. So the board, who's putting pressure up here, is not feeling a taxi fare down here. Do you think that more companies need to try and break up that little organizational diagram to actually look at the motivations of that bottom level, so to speak, of the organizational diagram to be a bit more effective and more sort of, I'm going to say, add motivation to every sector of the company? Because it just feels like oblivious productivity, do it now. But what's the cost?
I think that, just to give a quick answer, yes, that would be great. But when it comes to business, business is always about profitability.
Yes, it is.
And I think that's always going to be the number one thing. So yes, in kind of utopia, we want everyone to have that moment where we value you and we think about your very situation. And that CEO did something absolutely amazing.
Yes.
But it's not something that's going to happen everywhere. I do think that people should pay attention to their staff and their staff wellness at each and every level.
Yeah.
I believe personal development is really important, and providing spaces for personal development for each person. Because as you grow, you might grow out of your position.
Yes.
You grow into the next position. You grow into a space where you can take more control of your life and build the life that you want. The dependence on leadership, sometimes we put too much dependence on leadership, where we should be leading ourselves to the spaces that we want to be in. Because leadership, that is also just a person that is basically what they've been exposed to, what the pressures are on them. They're looking at all those things and they're saying, okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
But it's one person or it's 5 people. And if we put the dependency on ourselves to grow, to develop, to move forward, then we can actually see progress and not feel disappointed that other people don't see what we want them to see in us.
Yeah, the best colleagues and employees and employers that I've worked with have been the ones that take initiative, which is, you know, which is super important. I just want to roll it back away from CEOs and like to people that are going to work today, that are going to spend time with their colleagues. I want to chat about boundaries. Like, are boundaries a way of adapting to those relationships so that you can do your job well, but also for your own mental health? Because you're thrown into a family of people, right?
Yep.
How does that work?
I think we definitely have to have boundaries. And there are some people that are people pleasers, so they say yes, 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 and they take on so much, and then they're exhausted, they don't want to go to work, and they feel stressed, and someone else sitting there thinks, oh, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know, you know, why is this person stressed? So yes, you definitely have to have boundaries. I think that if you want to grow, you always need to learn. You always need to take in more. Change is part of life, and I'll give you 3 tools to change in just a moment as well. But I think that you have to have boundaries. You have to know what you can say yes to and what you can't say no to, or what you can say no to, so that you do not overextend yourself.
Give us the 3 rules.
Yes, absolutely. So for change, there are 3 ways that you can change. Number 1, you have an epiphany. Something hits you and you're like, I can no longer eat fish or whatever. You know, you just have this moment and now you change your habits based on that epiphany or revelation moment. The second way to change is baby steps. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this, I'm going to do a little bit of that every single day. You add those little baby steps and you see the evolution happen. And then the third way to change is to change your environment or your surroundings. If you are in a different place, now all of a sudden you see different things. There's different conversations, and it will have an impact because you're consuming different conversations, different energy, different food, different weather. All those things start to change how you feel. So if you want to create change, those are 3 things that can help you create change. And as I mentioned earlier, it is about seeing the benefits of the change, not focusing on the pain of the change.
Look at that. It's like when you go to the gym, your muscles will be sore, but don't worry, six-pack coming soon. Adaptability has been wonderful. Lucia, thank you so much for joining Grant and I, and just really unpacking so beautifully in relationships as well as the workplace. And naturally, as you heard, there's purpose behind change. So trust the process, trust the purpose behind it, and adapt at every single cost. It's going to be worth it in the end. As we get into the kitchen with something very exciting that doesn't need any change. It'll stay just the way it is.
It's going to stay just the way it is, but we're going to elevate it, of course, because you know we do things out here. And if you're looking for a delicious, a sweet snack that is a guaranteed crowd pleaser at any occasion, well, look no further. We're about to take you back to your childhood whilst giving you top tips and how to create unforgettable memories with your friends, with your family, with future generations to come. And it's all thanks to Baker's Tennis Biscuits and Beacon Mellows. And of course, it's s'more time. So it's s'more together with our special guests. We've got Matilda and Davide da Costa in the building, our two very special chefs for this morning. How are you guys doing?
Good.
You ready to make some s'mores? How are we doing this?
Putting marshmallows on a stick.
Oh, that's just that simple. Okay. Well, I've messed this up too many times to know that I'm going to leave it up to the kids because I know you guys are pros at this. So talk me through this and let's get creative with this because there's so many different ways to kind of like s'more your mellow firstly, right? You can put it on the braai, you can put it on heat. How do you guys like to do it? Do you make sure that it's like crispy and then pull it off the top, or do you just let it go all the way? What's your plan?
Crispy.
You like it crispy, Matilda? You, Davide?
Let it be crispy all the way.
Nice. Well, let's get straight into it, guys. Let's get our mellows on the stick. How are we actually making this recipe? What's the game plan here? What are we starting with?
Putting our s'mores on the fire.
Okay, let's do that. Let's get our s'mores on the fire. Let's have some fun with this. Is it a matter of like one mellow at a time, or do we do like 3 at once? How do you guys do it?
I usually do 1 at a time, so I make sure one properly cooks.
Nice, because I've tried the 3 method, and there are a lot of inconsistencies. I get a lot of chaos going on. So let's do this. Maybe I can join you guys as well and get our mellow on. But Mzansi, this is the cool part because as you can see, we are using the grill right now, getting around the fire. But you can also use an air fryer for this one. So if you want to have some fun and get creative and you don't have some coals at home, you can still get your s'more on and you can do it in the grill right now. Guys, what's your favorite place to have a s'more?
At home.
At home, nice. And you, Davide?
Probably when I'm camping.
Oh, I actually can't think of anything better. Like around a campfire, chilling, and then this is my favorite part. I don't even think, I know this sounds weird, eating the s'more isn't even my favorite part. It's sitting around the fire, making the mellows, and trying to get it to like just drip off the stick. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. So you guys must let me know when you think it's ready. I kind of normally look for like a little bit of browning and like maybe some bubbles. Oh, mine's still a little bit tough there, so let's get closer to the flames right now. As you can see, we're using the Weber. It is so convenient. Like I said, you want to get the flames higher. You can just work on the damper and bring some more heat into this right now. But it looks like Davide is definitely in the lead on the crisp. He's got a good brown char. What are you guys thinking on the mellow so far? You're definitely ahead of my game. Oh, that's looking good, Matilda. Nice. Do you... so here's another thing I do. I'll sometimes try and make a s'more, and then you know you get this like crispy part at the top. Do you ever... pull it off, check this, pull it off a little bit, have a little taster, and then we go again. Have you ever tried that one before?
No, I haven't.
Try that one because then you get the best of both. You get to taste it while making it. But it looks like Davide is done. Oh, he's going for a little taste test. Matilda, you ready with yours? Yeah. I think yours looks absolutely perfect. Davide's getting in the zone there, but I think it's time to get our s'more on. Guys, what do you say we bring these mellows out to our tennis biscuits? Davide, how are you going to do yours? What's your game plan?
So I'm going to put mine first on the cookie.
On the cookie it goes, yeah.
And then, I'm going to take some chocolate.
Ooh, chocolate.
And then I'm going to put it on to the marshmallow.
Yum, and let's just talk about how perfect he got the mellow. It is so nice and mushy. Well played. Matilda's coming up next, but let's just see Davide finish off his design. So he drizzled some chocolate on there, very nice, and then next biscuits on. Voila, Davide is completed his s'more. Matilda, you're going to get busy with yours. You want to show us how, while she's busy putting her s'more together, let me talk to you, Mzansi, because there's a lot more to get excited about because Baker's Tennis Biscuits have been everyone's favorite coconut tea biscuit. It's made with real butter, real coconut, and real syrup. Bring it on. And it's perfect to use in recipes or great all by themselves. It doesn't matter. Put it on a fire and you have an entire vibe, but it can be enjoyed in 5 delightful flavors to choose from. You've got original, cappuccino, lemon, choc mint, and caramel. Can you believe it? Now, on top of this, South Africa's most loved marshmallows have also inspired creative family fun and special moments for decades. And the versatility of mellows allows you to braai, like you've seen now. You can bake it, pop it in an air fryer, or even toast them as per your preference. Now, the soft and fluffy marshmallows texture adds joy and flavor. Now, the perfect indulgence to enjoy for different occasions. We've got Heritage Month coming up and beyond, and bring the entire family, all your friends, all the kids, and have some fun with this. Guys, you've absolutely nailed this. Let's show the camera the inside of your s'more. I think the real test is going to be when you bite into it. Is it as good as it looks? So let's go for the final bite test. Let's tell them, Zanzi, how it looks. Matilda's digging in. Oh, and notice the smiles as they bite into this one, guys. Oh, it looks yummy. What's the verdict? Thumbs up? Their mouths are full. It's definitely a thumbs up out here, and I've had a whole lot of fun. I'm going to get my s'more on, but before I do, it's time to get sharing these delicious treats. You've got to do it with your family, do it with your friends, do it with everybody, and make yourselves a winner. Now, we've got Baker's Tennis Biscuits and Beacon Mellows who want to double up and give you the chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand in cash and other prizes. And it's really simple. All you got to do is buy any Beacon Mellows 150 grams and any Baker's Tennis Biscuits, that's the 200-gram biscuits, and then dial star 120 star 1603 hash. Simple as that. Follow the prompts and enter. Your T's and C's do apply, so what are you waiting for? Get mellowed, get schmored up, and enjoy all the perfect occasions that this goes with. All right, guys, who's ready for round two? Let's go. Let's see if we can double up on this one. I want to have 2 mellows on a stick. All right, let's do it. Nice.
Ryle, what's up with you, man? He's just eating the whole time.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair at all. Just having all this food. Anyway, we've got PJ Morton in the building still, everybody.
I'm here. Yeah.
We're very excited because after the break, we're going to hear some amazing new music. And then also, we've got Lach of the Day. Do you know what a Lach is? Lach?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll teach you during the ad break.
Okay.
We'll see you after this.
Check this. The Smile Goals Plus account gives you cash back on groceries and 25 cents back per litre at BP. That's lit.
Lit in 2023.
Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here on S3. And airbags are not only for car crashes. No,
what?
No. We might need them to protect ourselves from llamas too.
What?
Let's have a look at this. I'm serious. Check it out.
There's something dead on it.
Trauma for life. That child's gonna have like a llamaphobia. Llamaphobia?
Llamaphobia actually sounds like a real thing, dude.
The mother's just laughing. You know, you don't laugh at your child when they get scared. Some llama drama.
What? Shame, man.
Surely, is there snot all over this child's face?
Yes, there is. It's llama snot.
Oh, it's gelling the hair as well.
Oh, shame. There we go. I'm just saying that's beautiful. It's one of those things. But you know what? Here's something not to spit at.
Yes.
The guy's going to be spitting some bars. It's PJ Morton and Raul.
Yeah, don't be alarmed by this. It's just nothing but good stuff. And of course, we're going to carry on with that. The man is still here. We're celebrating so much. Bro, it's been incredible to see your journey, to have the opportunity to see you in real life, to feel your energy. It's real, it's raw, it's authentic. It's everything we as South Africans love. But let's talk about the fact that you were commemorated, you were celebrated via Disney, dude. This was a huge thing, right?
Yes.
You got to write a song for a new Disney attraction?
Yes, well, it's coming next year, 2024, but I was able to write a theme song for the new ride that's coming to Disney World and Disneyland next year. I've always wanted to write a song for a Disney movie or something, so it's really a dream come true. I actually never dreamt to write a song for an attraction because who does? You know what I mean? Never even dreamed that far, but it's so amazing, man. This thing will be this replacing Splash Mountain, something that's been there for 35 years. And so hopefully, you know, this will be here for 30-something years. My grandkids will see it and be able to ride and hear this music that I wrote for Disney, which is, you know, so amazing.
Love it, man. Talk to me about the next song we're performing, the inspiration behind it.
Say So, man. It's a beautiful love song that I did with the artist JoJo, who's amazing. We won a Grammy for Best R&B Song for this right here.
Say no more, baby.
Tiandra Norris is singing it with me
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, props to everybody, the entire band that's come out here and added to the flavor, added to the vibe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But right now, Mzansi, it's your moment to celebrate and enjoy this one. I'll get PJ back on the keys because this is PJ Morton with Say So. Stage is yours. Take it away.
It's getting hard for me to hold my own. See, nobody wants to be in love alone. So I'm trying my best not to overreact. But I need to know right now, no lies, just facts. It's real simple. So if you love me, just say so. 'Cause I can't play these games with you no more. Oh. So if you love me, just say so. I need to know from you right now before I go.
Tiandra Norris right here.
It's just that I can feel I'm falling deep. And I don't want to fall unless you're falling with me. Oh, I need to know if this is really real. And if you feel the same way that I feel. So if you love me, just say so. Just say so. 'Cause I can't play these games with you no more. Oh, no more, no more. So if you love me, just say so. Then just say so. I need to know from you right now before I go.
Just wave your hands for us. Come on, say.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
That's right.
La 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 la.
All over the room right here. Come on, say it. Say it.
La 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. La 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 la. Yeah. Baby, I hope that you understand. This is for my peace of mind. And I just don't want to waste any more time. And if this love isn't what you want,
Just say so. I need to know from you right now before I go. Thank y'all.
Another feel-good production.